Welcome inside MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. We get started in the featherweight division, riding a 7-fight winning streak, including a 2-0 start to his UFC career. Daniel Pineda faces off with Mike Brown. Entering the UFC as a virtual unknown, Texas's Daniel Pineda took no time getting acclimated to life in the big leagues, scoring first-round submission wins over Pat Shillings and Makin Semazir that extended his current winning streak to 7. Tonight, he will not get an easy mark in his search for a third UFC win, as former WEC featherweight champion Mike Brown is using his first UFC victory over Nam Phan as the catalyst for a winning streak of his own in a wide-open 145-pound title chase. Coming up next, Daniel "The Pit" Pineda battles Mike Brown. Our tale of the tape for this featherweight fight. Daniel Pineda, 26 years old. Mike Brown, a decade his elder. Everything else is virtually identical. With the official introductions, Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Levine.
Yves Levine, our referee for this featherweight matchup. The beautiful Brittany. Great to be here tonight, MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas.
Are you ready, sir? You ready? Fight!
Here we go. Black trunks for Daniel Pineda, white trunks for Mike Brown. Watch for Mike Brown's level changes. They have been a key to his success over the years. If it's setting up a punch, if it's looking for the takedown, he measures an opponent very well with his level changes.
He's very well trained. You see how he stands, high guard. You never see him doing anything flamboyant. Doesn't drop his hands or taunt his opponents. Very, very technically skilled fighter.
And oftentimes comes out firing. And Pineda knows that. Looking for the Superman punch, he slipped. Followed it up with that left high kick,
Good right
Joe.
hand by Mike Brown, though. Caught him over the top.
Brown looking for that long jab, and he slips under and ducks under again the hook of his opponent, Daniel Pineda. Overhand right again.
It's the second time he's caught him with that right hand, Mike.
And he's looking for it again. He's winging that big overhand right, Joe.
Mike Brown has some serious power.
Long looping right hand by Pineda. Nice combination by Pineda.
He might have staggered Brown.
Yeah, he had the double jab that connected. Brown looking for the takedown.
Boy, he drove him all the way across the cage with that one.
Wow.
He's got him on his back, controlling his legs. Pineda's got that left underhook, though, Mike. And if he can get a foot underneath him, he should be able to use that to wall walk. And Brown's got him flattened out now. Brown staying very heavy on him, trying to get his shoulders flat to the mat, and he does so. He also has a strange position here where he has, yeah, there he goes. He's stepped over. He was in half guard, he stepped over, and he's trying to work that mounted crucifix. He's trying to step over that right leg. He had the one leg trapped with his right leg and the one arm trapped with his left. And in trying to make the transition, he's lost the position.
Pineda able to power his way up, Joe. But a lot of that, as you said, was that Brown had lost his balance and the pressure that he had applied to Daniel Pineda, and now it's Mike Brown's guard, which we'll see.
Now he's elevating him with one butterfly and trying to push on the hip with another. And the way to sweep a guy with that is you got to get control of the arms so he can't post out. He does not have control of his arms right now. So right now he's just sort of holding the position. But you see those 2 feet that are underneath the legs like that where Mike Brown has them? Now he switched it to a deep half. He lost that position as well. He's got the single and up to his feet. The high single, look at this, he's got him twisted around.
Gives it up, and now they clinch.
And Pineda tried to trip Mike Brown, but Mike Brown's heavy base kept him standing.
As I mentioned earlier, he is one of the strongest men in this division, has been for years. Pineda had success with a double jab earlier before the men battled on the ground. And he looks for the jab there.
Nice kick by Pineda.
Under 2 minutes remain in the first of 3 scheduled rounds. Front kick right up the middle.
It's amazing how many guys are throwing that front kick to the face now, Mike.
It has become the kick of choice.
Anderson Silva changed the world.
Silva with the highlight reel knockout of Vitor Belfort, Lyoto Machida. The same kick to Randy Couture. Left hand. Switching his stance is Brown. Brown right up the middle. Brown with the lead left hook. Total strikes, very even so far in this matchup as Brown tries to add to his total. Right hand again, Pineda looking for the takedown. And he's tossed to his back by Mike Brown.
Mike Brown is so strong. You see how in those clinches, he just control. He's in the same position, Mike. Now he let go of the right leg, or excuse me, his left leg on the right arm of Daniel Pineda. That was where he was losing that position earlier. Now he's in half guard, and he's got him flattened out. And what Mike wants to do is get his right leg free. And you see how Daniel has his left leg, his right leg rather, wrapped around Mike's right leg, and using his instep in his foot to try to hold that leg in position.
There you go. There you go.
And ground and pound here by Mike Brown.
Final seconds of round number 1. Brown ends the round in top position.
Go, come here. Hey, got a deep breath. Mikey, you won this round, you look good. Listen, that's the same game. You gotta understand this. When you double this jab, when you're in or you're out, you're in a good position. You know, you just got kicked when you came in with the double leg. Do something before you go to the takedowns, all right? You throw some jabs.
I was double-legged?
Yes. And you come in, but you throw with the double leg before you throw anything else, all right?
They're going to beat him on the feet.
Yes. Watch. Great. Hey, go in this way.
And there we see Mike Brown chasing Pineda, lands a good right hand against the cage. And there's a nice combination by Pineda. Attacked, and Mike Brown followed him across the octagon for that takedown.
Right hand up.
Drove him to the cage.
A couple of times Brown had top position and Pineda was able to get back to his feet. He was starting to get back to his feet, Joe, at the end of the first round.
Well, yeah, he did get back right before the bell. Oh, big right hand and left hook by Mike Brown.
Oh, they're swinging away here early.
Responds with his own shots as well. Hard shots by Pineda.
Confidence growing for young Daniel Pineda as he faces off with the former champion.
Yeah, Pineda has no problem swinging with him.
Nope.
Oh, takedown by Pineda, but he's caught in a one-arm guillotine. No, he's not. I thought one of their arms was around the neck. He's just got a hold of him here, but this can lead to a neck crank, Mike, especially if Mike Brown can roll him over. Note that Mike Brown also has double underhooks here, excuse me, double butterflies here. He let go of the position. And now Pineda on top. And Mike Brown stands him up.
Oh, just threw him down. Trying to somersault his way out of trouble right to north-south.
Yeah, rolled right into a bad position. Mike Brown has been so physically strong in the grappling exchanges.
Let's see what Mike Brown can do from here.
Pineda trying very hard to get that left leg, the left leg inside to try to regain half guard.
There you go. Put yourself in a half guard. Put yourself in a half guard.
And you hear his corner saying that exact thing, Joe.
Oh, look at
Put
that
yourself
sweep.
in the half guard, and
Look
he
at that
sweeps.
sweep by Pineda.
Great transitions
with
back
his
and
arm.
forth.
That shows some serious physical strength by Pineda. Pineda is working on a guillotine here, Mike. I can't tell if he has his hands clasped together.
It looks like he does, Joe.
As he's doing it, Mike Brown is fighting for a single. He's
And he gives it up.
ignoring the arm on his chin.
Mike Brown pushing forward and hits him with a left. Takedowns thus far in the fight. And the reversals go the way of Pineda. Not once, but twice.
Good knees to the body here by Brown. But I need to see that Pineda sweep again. That was amazing. It looked like he did it mostly with his arm.
Knee again by Brown and a right hand.
That was a big right hand, Mike.
Uppercut. And again an uppercut.
He's holding him in place with his left and hitting him with his right. Another knee.
Just getting out of harm's way was Pineda there. Brown trying to break him down.
Working the body.
He's breaking down young Daniel Pineda here. And he comes back swinging. Brown would love to keep him on the cage. And they're back to the center of the octagon. Lead uppercut. Brown had a great position with his opponent up against the cage, but couldn't keep enough pressure on Pineda to keep it there. Pineda good at mixing things up with his stand-up game.
Yeah, that was a nice move there where he missed one and then threw the front leg side kick to keep Mike Brown off him. You see him turning his hips, Mike?
Setting up a spin?
Yeah, without a doubt.
There it is.
Yep.
Overhand right again, answered by Brown, he slipped.
Uh-oh.
Brown's power is doing damage to Pineda.
Yes, it is. And physically, when they grapple, his power is showing as well.
Yeah, he's breaking Daniel Pineda down. And conditioning doesn't seem to be a factor here in the second round for Mike Brown.
And this is a tough pace these guys are fighting at. Pineda working his closed guard here. He's got his legs open. And he's looking for opportunities. You see him turning his arms, trying to pin down that arm. See, every now and then he's trying to switch his hips this side, but Mike Brown is constantly active, constantly hitting him with short hammer fists and punches, won't let him set his hips. But Pineda's looking. See him turning his hips? He's looking for that one opening where Mike Brown is slipping.
There you go. Break the neck tight. Hips on the floor.
Almost. He's been able to get up twice when Mike Brown has had top position in this fight. A couple of reversals as well. Nice elbow from the bottom by Pineda. Answered by a big elbow from Brown.
He's turning those hips again. Turning those hips.
Come on. Again, Mikey.
Good ground and pound here late in round two.
Someone's bleeding, Mike. Can't tell
Mike
who it is.
Brown.
Is it Mike Brown? Is it from that elbow from the bottom? Oh, big punches by Brown. Yeah, Brown is bleeding. It was the elbow from the bottom.
When you guys get an excellent round. Get it? Yep. Okay, you clean it?
I get it. Yeah, I'll take care of it.
All right,
What do you guys have to go out here?
Bring it. You guys gotta come out. Let's do this. Mikey, listen. Breathe. Relax. All right? You gotta relax. Listen, it's 5 minutes. He is really tired, Mike. You're gonna win this fight. You're gonna win it well. Yes, you do. For sure. For sure.
And here's from the bottom. That short elbow is what cut Mike Brown. Very well placed elbow. Now here's a slam by Mike Brown. And here's this wild sweep by Pineda. Look at that. Shifted his hips out and pushed off with his arm. That takes a lot of strength to do something like that. Power kick to the body there by Mike Brown.
Sir, can you go back to your corner, please?
Heavy right hand.
Thank you.
Great fight so far.
So Brown gets cut in top position by Pineda's elbow, very much like Kenny Flory and Sean Shirk years ago. But they've attended to the cut, and round three is underway. Heavy leg kick by Pineda early. 2 first-round victories in the UFC career of Daniel Pineda, tonight facing off against the former WEC champion. Brown looking to string UFC wins together. Pineda has not been defeated in over 2 years, riding a 7-fight winning streak.
Head kick by Pineda.
He's thrown that a few times tonight.
Yeah, his stand-up looks excellent, especially his kicks.
And this is the first time we've really seen a bunch of his stand-up in the octagon with those 2 quick submission wins.
Big knee to the body. Mike Brown hurt him. That knee to the body hurt him badly.
Brown has thrown a ton of body shots with the knees, the kicks, and of course the punches, Joe. And he continues to work the midsection.
Pineda's getting a little break here because Brown's on top of him. You can tie him up and try to stop some ground and pound, but he's getting an opportunity here to catch his breath. That knee to the bread basket really had him in trouble.
That pass with the head in the same side.
Left hand connects.
That's yours. Use the brownie. Wait for the brownie. Come on, keep breaking the grip.
He's really trying to break the will of Pineda with that body attack.
Watch out the foot.
And Mike Brown has really targeted that area in the fight, looking to transition to side control.
Yeah, he's trying to get his hips out of there and free that leg. But Pineda's doing a really good job of keeping that right leg captured between his two legs. That's out. Very nicely done by Mike Brown.
See if Pineda can get it back again, Joe.
Yeah, the issue is the cage. If it wasn't for that cage, he would have been able to turn the clock and completely be free. And
Pineda gets it back.
Got it back. Yeah, Mike Brown needs to push him away from that cage, and he's doing that right now. But in the meantime, Pineda has gotten full guard now. Very active hips by Pineda. And Pineda's looking to trap Mike's left arm. See how he's pinning down with his right arm on Mike Brown's left arm? Keeps doing that. Keeps looking for that opening. But Mike Brown is being very diligent with his defense.
Pineda would love to get a stand up here.
Pineda tried to trap Mike Brown's right arm in between his two legs there for a moment, but Brown pulled it out. But if he gets a chance to do that, he will try to slap on a triangle. And he's just controlling Mike Brown from the bottom here, controlling his posture as Brown lands these punches. He's trying to keep Brown from really posturing up and getting power into these punches. These right now are just mostly arm. They don't feel good, but it's better than letting Mike Brown sit up and then come down on you with heavy power. He steps over with one leg.
Pineda, very good defensive guard here. Brown throwing a lot and not
Pineda's
landing a lot.
Pineda's going to take his back. Mike Brown's got to be very careful here.
Got the body lock.
Oh my goodness.
Great transition by Pineda.
That was incredible.
A strong base to his defensive guard, and then he transitions to a great position with 90 seconds left.
The position here, though, Mike, the way the triangle is on the bottom puts a lot of pressure.
And he switches.
And he switched it to get it back.
Yep.
That puts a lot of pressure on his ankle, and it makes it very difficult to squeeze down on the technique. But now he can really tighten that triangle up and restrict the breathing of Mike Brown. And it makes it very hard for Mike Brown to turn and face him and wind up in Pineda's guard.
Get out of there. 50 seconds.
Pineda would love to take this fight out of the judges' hands.
Mike Brown has got to free that body triangle, Mike. He's got to free that body triangle and get out of there.
40 seconds remain.
And there's two ways to do that. One way is with his left leg. He can wrap it around the foot that's underneath the triangle, and he can actually attack the ankle with his left leg. But see how Pineda is using his left foot and underhooking Mike Brown's knee there? That keeps him from doing that. And he's done a great job here of controlling Mike Brown. And really, it was a brilliant way he got the back there. It's a sloppy opening left by Mike Brown, and an excellent capitalizing on that by Pineda.
Looks like it will go the distance, though, and now it's up to the judges as we find out if Pineda has extended his win streak to 8 or if Mike Brown has won his second straight UFC fight. Pineda defended the ground and pound, and then Brown defended the submission attempt.
And there's that vicious knee to the body that hurt Pineda very badly. Pineda goes down, ground and pound by Mike Brown, but he lost the underhook. And when he lost his right underhook, that's when Pineda got his back. And Pineda did a brilliant job of, as he was getting his back, slapped in that body triangle in the transition to hold Mike Brown in place. Really great groundwork by Daniel Pineda.
to drop him with a knee. Okay, come on, guys. Let's go. To go.
Great success with the body shots for Mike Brown in this fight. Both men stayed in attack mode. Very close fight as the judges have rendered their decision. And here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, the winner by unanimous decision. His second win inside the octagon. Next up, it's a light heavyweight battle. 17-2 in his MMA career. Glover Teixeira steps onto the big stage tonight as he makes his UFC debut against Kyle Kingsbury. After introducing himself on Season 8 of The Ultimate Fighter, Kyle Kingsbury evolved into a top 205-pound prospect with 4 straight UFC wins. But after a tough loss to Stephan Bonner, Kingsbury needs to make his first start of 2012 one to remember. Willing to oblige is Brazil's Glover Teixeira, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who has finished 4 straight UFC veterans, including former heavyweight champion Rico Rodriguez, to earn his long-awaited shot in the octagon. Coming up next, Glover Teixeira squares off against Kyle Kingsbury. Our tale of the tape for this light heavyweight fight. Glover Teixeira making his UFC debut. He is 2 years the elder of the American Kyle Kingsbury, who is 2 inches taller and will have a 3-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. The beautiful Brittany. As we get set for this light heavyweight fight. Teixeira and Kingsbury. Black trunks for Glover Teixeira, making his long-awaited UFC debut.
If you've never seen this man fight before, he is a killer. Glover Teixeira is someone that people have had their eyes on for many years now, but he has had visa problems, has been unable to get into the United States.
Big right hand.
And he is a dangerous, dangerous fighter.
And again with the right hand.
And Kingsbury's got a hold on here.
Teixeira, as we say, is one bad Brazilian. Right hand again.
Kingsbury has very strong knees and a strong clinch, but he's got to hold Teixeira to use those. What he doesn't want to do is be in this sort of an exchange. He doesn't want to be in a kickboxing match with this guy. He hurt him with that uppercut.
Kingsbury covering up.
And Glover's got the hooks in.
Great pace by Glover Teixeira here in his UFC debut.
He's got full mount and vicious ground and pound. Kingsbury is getting destroyed here. He's got a hip escape. He's got to get his hands on the hips. He's got to buck up. He's got to create some space and move his hips.
17-2 is Glover Teixeira. 11 of those wins by knockout. He has won 15 straight fights since a 2-2 start.
That's a heavy,
his pro career.
Heavy high mount here. And they're telling him to roll, but if he rolls over, he gives his back. He's in a terrible position here. Yeah. He's got to wrap one of those legs up of Teixeira's with his guard. As he hip escapes, he's got to do something with his legs to try to retain half guard. He's got to do something to control the body of Teixeira.
Yeah, Kingsbury's in a world of trouble here.
On triangle.
Trying to finish it right here.
He's going to
squeezing for the submission.
He's going to
It is all over.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the latest exciting fighter to enter into the 205-pound UFC division.
Glover Teixeira, the winner by submission in just an overwhelming performance here in his debut.
You got a shirt for him?
I mean, he came out swinging. Uppercut clips Kingsbury.
Get your pictures, too, with all these photographers out here.
Kingsbury went for the leg, but he was rocked by that uppercut.
Let's go, man.
And then Teixeira shows the brilliance of his jiu-jitsu game. Arm in, doesn't matter. He chokes out Kyle Kingsbury in a spectacular performance here tonight in Las Vegas. With the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 53 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by tap out due to submission from an arm triangle, Glover Teixeira.
153 is all it took.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Glover Teixeira. First of all, Glover, congratulations on finally getting to the UFC. It's been a long time coming. I've been a fan of yours for years, and it's very nice to see you here, and especially after a performance like that, you must feel elated.
Yeah, man, you know, come here, thank all the people behind me. I mean, can't say it all. I mean, all the people, Rio de Janeiro, Connecticut, Sobralia, Minas Gerais. Thank you all, and all my sponsors. But yeah, I mean, I mean, my corner is the pressure a little bit, you know. I have Marco Rua, Pedro Rizzo, John, and Chuck Liddell.
Can't go wrong with that.
It's a little bit of pressure, I gotta tell you, man. I say, I gotta win. But they know, they've been in a fight, so I'm just happy, man. So happy to be here, and it's Chuck.
Well, Glover, there has been eyes on you for a long time. It's nice that we finally got you here in the UFC. Congratulations on a very impressive victory, and I can't wait to see you again, sir. Glover Teixeira, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, they give me a green card now, bro, so I'm here for good.
Oh!
Green card means Chuck Liddell gets to see lots of Glover Teixeira, the Hall of Famer. John Hackleman, there he is, the king of the streets. Marco Ruas. There's John Hackleman, longtime trainer for Chuck Liddell. And Pedro the Rock Hizzo. All in an all-star corner tonight as Glover Teixeira owns the victory on what will be a very special night in Vegas. England's Paul Sass has won all but one of his fights by submission. His challenge tonight, becoming the first man to beat Jacob Volkman at 155 inside the octagon. A blue-collar worker with 4-ounce gloves on his fists, Jacob Volkman may not be flashy, but he knows how to win. Unbeaten in a 5-fight run at 155 pounds, the Minnesotan defeated Antonio McKee, Danny Castillo, and Efrain Escudero, a fine way to lead into his 2012 campaign. Like Volkman, Liverpool's Paul Sass is an authority on winning. 2-0 in the UFC thus far, Sass is intent on being the one to break Volkman's streak tonight. Coming up next, Paul Sass squares off against Jacob Christmas Volkman. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight fight. The Brit Paul Sass, 23 years old. His American opponent, Jacob Volkman, is 31. Sass is taller. He will have a slight reach advantage. Once again with the introductions, here's Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean will be our referee for this lightweight fight. Brittany helps us get things started here in Las Vegas. Volkman and Sass.
Ready.
And here we go. Paul Sass in the red trunks, southpaw Jacob Volkman in the white trunks. Very low stance for Paul Sass as he tried to come over the top with the right hand.
Volkman ties up with him. Sass has a deep overhook on the right arm. He pulls guard. Volkman has a guillotine choke here.
Volkman would love to get a finish. He's been working his submission game very intensely.
He has a one-arm guillotine controlling the chin of Paul Sass, but as he's doing so, Sass is trying to move up and advance his legs. He gets the right knee in between him and Volkman, and he's created space. You see, as he lifted his head up, he created space with that one-arm guillotine, so he should be out of danger, and he is. Now, Sass has a very strong overhook, and you see as he wraps up the right arm and pulls down with his legs, changes it to an omoplata shoulder lock, and good job transitioning out of that. by Jacob Volkman.
Doesn't surprise me at all that Sass is happy to fight on his back against Jacob Volkman.
And it doesn't surprise me at all that Volkman's willing to engage him.
Yep.
Volkman very technical, both as a wrestler and as a submission fighter. And, you know, for the longest time, he didn't cut any weight and was very successful competing against much larger guys because of his technical skill. Now, as you see here, Volkman's got to be careful of that left arm. When he wraps his arms around and pins his arms down like that, he puts himself in jeopardy with the long legs of Paul Sass when Sass throws up triangles and arm bars, and he's going to attack that shoulder again.
There it is.
And there's the triangle. Locked up.
Can he finish it right here? It is all over. Just like that. Paul Sass, the submission machine.
You cannot let your arms go to the mat with Paul Sass. When he has that overhook and he has your arm pinned to the mat like that, it just opens up the door for him to attack. His triangle is just too good. Let's see it again. Note the right arm. See, that arm is on the mat. And when that arm is on the mat, he's in trouble. He traps it with his leg rather, slaps that triangle on, and then attacks that arm with an arm bar and a triangle at the same time. Volkman was in deep, deep trouble, knew he had to tap. And it all started out with that overhook where Volkman had that left arm trapped to the mat. With a guy like Paul Sass, you have to keep your hands on his chest at all times. You can never let a hand go to the mat and let him wrap a leg around it. Brilliant, brilliant job by Paul Sass. Everyone knows what he's going to do, and he can still do it.
Armbar, yeah, triangle armbar.
Outstanding armbar finish. He had the triangle, as Joe mentioned, as well. Paul Sass, 3-0 with another submission finish in the octagon. With the official decision, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Deans called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 54 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out due to a submission from a triangle armbar, Paul Sass.
All 3 wins coming in the first round, all by submission.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Paul Sass. Paul, you need to put out an instructional on how you get triangles, because how many do you have now in your victories?
9, I think.
I think it's more than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look, it's quite a few, and it's amazing that you're able to pull these triangles off when guys know that it's your #1 move. What do you attribute that success to?
I don't know. I just practicing them all the time, and they just came natural to me. So, I don't know.
Well, let's take a look at it and talk us through it. He had his left arm pinned to the mat, and that's when you attacked with your legs and trapped that arm in place and locked that triangle. That was just brilliant stuff here.
Yeah, I trapped the arm, and I just tried to sneak my leg through, and then he moved his arm out the way, and then that's when I snuck.
Listen, Paul, congratulations on another amazing, impressive technical victory. Can't wait to see you again. Paul Sass, ladies and gentlemen.
Soft-spoken once again in victory. Just 23 years old, Paul Sass, which we talked about before, the triangle specialist, wins with a submission triangle armbar finish. His 9th total win by triangle, his 11th first-round win, and he is 13-0 in his mixed martial arts career, snapping the 5-fight winning streak of Jacob Volkman, as Volkman suffers his first loss at 155. And again, Joe, we said early, we weren't too worried about Sass going to his back, not surprised, and he takes advantage as he wins here tonight. This fight could easily end with a big bang as knockout artists Dwayne Ludwig and Dan Hardy meet in search of a much-needed UFC victory. When tonight's welterweight matchup between veterans Dwayne Bang Ludwig and Dan the Outlaw Hardy was announced, fight fans around the world got amped up for what is expected to be 3 rounds or less of toe-to-toe warfare. One of the game's most technical Muay Thai practitioners, Ludwig may own the UFC record for fastest knockout, but he's no stranger to 15-minute scraps either. Nottingham, England's Hardy has his sights set on righting his ship and getting back in the win column tonight. And though he's improved his all-around game, a knockout victory will be what truly puts a smile on his face. Coming up next, Dwayne Bang Ludwig faces Dan the Outlaw Hardy. Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. The Brit is 30. The American is 3 years his elder. Hardy 2 inches taller. He will have a 4-inch reach advantage. Here's Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Josh Rosenthal.
The veteran Josh Rosenthal, our referee.
All right, gentlemen, you ready? Ready? Let's fight.
And here we go. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Black trunks for the outlaw Dan Hardy. Orange trunks for Dwayne Bang Ludwig. Both men excellent kickboxers with knockout power.
They're both excellent, but if you had to give a man the advantage in the stand-up, that man would be Dwayne Ludwig. I'm curious to see how Dan approaches this fight and what his strategy is. I think Bang's strategy is pretty much the same in every fight. Utilize his outstanding kickboxing and try to KO his opponent. But I think Dan Hardy is probably going to try to mix things up in this fight a bit. And if I had to imagine, if he was going to surprise him with anything, he'd probably try to surprise him with grappling, and he got caught.
And he got clipped there. Nice knees by Ludwig. Hardy looking for control.
Good defense by Ludwig here as well.
Dwayne Ludwig has proven to be one of the best counter punchers in mixed martial arts over the years, and his counter attacks can be lethal, as you saw there a moment ago.
Well, he's very technical, and what I mean by that is that he doesn't have these big wind-up looping punches where he gives a lot of air and space. He throws everything from the chamber. Everything is perfect and precise, and he's very accurate. And he has an incredible amount of experience in straight kickboxing. I mean, he's had fights, kickboxing fights, with guys like Ramon Deckers. He's one of the greatest kickboxers of all time. So that kind of experience, there really is no substitution for that.
A great technical kickboxer is Ludwig. Hardy with a nice combination. Ludwig calls one of his heroes Boss Rutan, who he's trained with extensively over the years. Hardy with the combination. And a lead left hook, good head movement by Ludwig. See if Hardy at one point looks to shoot for a takedown. Talking to Ricky Lundell, who has worked extensively with Hardy over the last year, they said that he has really improved his wrestling, his takedowns, his control, and if he's taken down, his ability to get back up.
Well, what he's got to look out for is the openings after he punches. Like, he's got a very nice jab. He just used it there. Head kick there by Ludwig. But as he uses that jab, when he pulls it back, he leaves a clear pause. And in that pause, Dwayne Ludwig finds that opening. And that is the difference between a good striker and a great striker.
And of course, Dan Hardy continuing to sharpen his striking under the tutelage of the Southie, South Boston's Jimmy Gifford.
We really saw in the Amir Sadala fight what Dwayne Ludwig's skill set is, because Sadala is such a talented striker on his own.
Good knee to the body, Joe.
And he kept getting caught over and over again by Dwayne in that fight.
A very important fight for both of these men. Critically important for Hardy, who feels reborn and energized after taking a year off to just train on the things in which he knew he needed to get better at. And some of that is fighting like this right here. Fighting in the clinch, fighting in close, and trying to better your opponent and break his will in a way other than the lead left hook.
Another nice knee to the body there by Dwayne.
Nicely done on the exit. Under 90 seconds on the clock here in the first round.
Dan Hardy has a very good lead left hook.
Oh, there it is! Just like that! Trying to finish it! It's all over! Dan Hardy wins tonight!
That was on cue.
Absolutely. That's that vicious left hook that we saw against Rory Markham.
Just as we were talking about it, he connects with it. And here it is, right here. The lead left hook, boom, right on the jaw. Beautifully timed, perfectly placed. Look, he celebrated before he attacked. And here's the big elbows of Dan Hardy. And Dan Hardy moves in for the kill. He must feel so elated right now, Mike. I mean, considering how much time he took off to prepare for this, how much time he took off to improve his game, this must be a huge weight off the shoulders of Dan Hardy.
It has been a while since Hardy has had his arm raised. It won't be long now. And it is the big lead left hook of the Brit, Dan Hardy, which earns him the knockout victory and his first win since defeating Mike Swick in November of 2009. Let's get to Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee Josh Rosenthal has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 51 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Dan the Outlaw Hardy.
That's a big sigh of relief from Dan Hardy, who wins tonight for the first time since November of 2009. Here's Joe.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Dan the Outlaw Hardy. Dan, how good does that sound? It's been a long time. I'm here with the winner, Dan the Outlaw Hardy.
It's good to be back. It's really good to be back. You know, there's only one thing about that fight that's very bittersweet for me. Dwayne's been kind of a hero to me. I've always respected him. I've always been a big fan of his all the way through his career from the very start. And you know, seeing him hit the canvas was good for me, but it was bad as well because you know, I really do love him so much. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter, and he deserves you guys' respect. He really does.
He absolutely does. He's a great guy as well. Let's take a look at the big screen. I was just talking about what a great lead left hook you have right before you landed it. How good did it feel to connect with that?
It felt good, you know.
You celebrated. Look, you threw your arms up in the air.
You know when you've landed a good shot. You can feel it when it connects. I've got a great team of guys around me now. You know, I've moved to Vegas. I'm here with Frank Mir, future UFC champ, and my team here as well. You know, Jimmy Gifford, Sean Yarber, Ricky Lundell. I've got Chris Irwin from the gun store as well in my corner. I just really appreciate these guys supporting. I'm just so happy to be back, really.
Well, Dan, you took some time off, you reassessed your game, you worked hard, and we saw the results tonight. Congratulations on a spectacular victory. Can't wait to see you again, sir. Dan the Outlaw Hardy, ladies and gentlemen.
Big smile and again a sigh of relief for Dan the Outlaw Hardy. Next up, it's Jason Mayhem Miller, one of MMA's most popular and experienced fighters, and his plan is to take out the Doberman, CB Dalloway. An international star who has faced the best in the game, both here and abroad. Jason Mayhem Miller's latest goal in a nearly 11-year career is to conquer the UFC. And with a rock-solid ground game and experience few can match, his chances are good should he kick off the year with a win over CB Dalloway. Winner of 3 in a row over 2009 and 2010. Arizona's Dalloway hit a rough patch in 2011. But given his wrestling background, top-notch training camp, and warrior's heart, the Doberman is primed to fight back this year, knowing that a win over Mayhem will put him right back on the right track. Coming up next, CB, the Doberman Dalloway, takes on Jason Mayhem Miller. Our tale of the tape for this middleweight fight, 31-year-old Miller against 28-year-old CB Dalloway. The Doberman, the Ultimate Fighter finalist, will have a 4-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Eve Levine.
Eve Levine, our referee for this middleweight matchup between Miller and Dalloway.
Ready? Fight!
And here we go. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Some showboating early by Mayhem. Mayhem in the red trunks, black trunks for Dalloway. Both big 185s. Mayhem, 34 wins in his MMA career.
Good right hand by Mayhem.
And he staggered him.
Trouble.
Now he's looking for the choke. Can he finish it quickly? Trying to lock it up early. And choke out Dalloway. He's out. Dalloway fights through it.
Dalloway's got his back. Let's see if Jason can roll out of it. He's got to control the right arm of CB Dalloway. And Dalloway did a great job of holding onto his foot.
Yep.
But Mayhem's back up. He's got to get his right arm over the head of to CB Dollaway and turned to face him.
Miller trying to work his way to the feet. Dollaway trying to push him back down.
Dollaway
Again, he works that
grabbing
ankle.
that foot, and he got the takedown into side control.
CB Dollaway, an outstanding All-American wrestler at Arizona State. Miller wanting to validate the height that was so prevalent when he coached on The Ultimate Fighter against Michael Bisping on season 14.
He gave him noogies and then a big uppercut.
Yeah, but the noogie back was a big right hand from Dollaway. Mayhem eats a stiff jab.
And lands one of his own.
Mayhem is swinging for the fences early. Training in California with the Filipino wrecking machine, Mark Munoz, who's in his corner tonight. Ryan Parsons tried to follow up that kick. Nice jab by Dollaway.
There's another right hand. You know what? I think Mayhem has a problem with his knee. That knee that's wrapped up, that knee gave up on him.
And now Dollaway trying to seize for his own finish. Mayhem trying to work his way back to his feet.
He's having a hard time standing up though, Mike. He might have blown out his left knee.
Trying to work his way to the fence, Joe. And Dollaway trying to lock up a possible submission here.
Well, he's got nothing here as far as submissions, but he does have control, and he's on top. He's got double underhooks here, holding on to the back position with one leg. I don't think, no, he has no hooks in right now. He's pounding on the body of Jason Miller.
Miller with a smile on his face. Did the punch buckle him or did his knee buckle? We'll keep an eye on that, as Joe mentioned.
Well, he went to throw a high switch kick with that leg, and I saw him pull out of it halfway into the technique. And I'm looking at the knee, and it's not just a wrap, it's wrapped up with ace bandages underneath the wrap.
Right.
And Jason has made no attempt to post on that leg and stand up, so it may very well be injured.
Meantime, as you said, Dollaway not close to any submissions, Joe, and still not able to advance his position. He'll try to do so here. Miller trying to work towards his feet. And Dollaway gets control of the hips. Mark Munoz does have a win over CB Dollaway. Munoz, a training partner of Jason Miller's. Munoz scored a quick TKO finish of Dollaway back in March of 2011. Mayhem says still he's got nothing, but he does have octagon control, Joe.
And he's got him tied up. He's got him in what we call the handcuff position. His hands trapped behind his back, so he only has one arm to defend strikes with, and he's turning that into like sort of a modified Kimura.
Trying to crank on that arm.
And CB uses it to flatten him out, and he's got full mount.
30 seconds on the clock here in the first round.
Ever since that one transition, it's been excellent going for CB Dollaway here. And Jason's arching, and he gives up his back.
See if Dollaway can do anything in these last 15 seconds, though, Joe. And we'll watch closely as Miller works his way to the corner. He's back up.
Let him go!
Round one complete.
Mr. Miller, the other side, please.
Calm. Good. Calm. Calm. Nice breath in.
Get your breath back. Arms.
And breath out.
Hey,
okay?
It's all right, man. It's all right.
I'm good.
Hey,
Okay.
immediately right when you get down, if you get down, up. Okay?
All right, wait.
Yeah, you can't wait.
Okay, listen. I want you to stalk him on your feet now. You got to cut the cage off. You're faster than him. You hit harder than him. Okay? You got to cut the cage off though. Punch.
And we found a moment, and there's a nice right hand by Jason Miller. But watch this left knee here. Keep an eye on it. Look at this. That is a very awkward angle, and it went down on it. And here's a left hook. There's a right hand by Mayhem. You see his leg give out? May very well have a problem with that knee.
Well, he didn't mention it to Mark Munoz or Ryan Parsons, but that doesn't mean it's not bothering him. They're back on their feet here. We'll find out how mobile he is real soon. As Doberman finished with a lot of, the Doberman finished with a lot of momentum in that round, Joe.
I was going to say, Daniel Cormier fought 5 rounds with Josh Barnett with a broken hand, and his corner didn't even know about it until after the fight. So a lot of times fighters will hide things when something's bothering them, but he's clearly limping. Nice jab by CB.
Miller was very critical of his own performance in his UFC fight with Michael Bisping, his long-awaited return, which was also his first fight in quite some time.
Well, that's big, you know, just that fact, the fact that he had been sitting on the shelf for so long.
He had been out well over a year, Joe. Right hand by Mayhem.
Holloway's rocked.
Holloway slips. Trying to chase him down is Miller. Looking to choke him out. But Holloway able to now gain control. Miller was chasing down a staggering CB Holloway.
Watch the back of the head, Mr. Miller.
His cardio will be tested by the always well-conditioned Holloway. He rocked him behind the ear, Joe, and took away the equilibrium of CB Holloway.
And Holloway is where he wants this fight to be, in a clinch situation with him controlling Mayhem against the cage. Mayhem using a strong whizzer here, but CB controlling that injured left leg, or we assume is an injured left leg.
Holloway trying to complete the takedown. Mayhem up against the cage looking to wall walk and get to his feet, and he does. Holloway still applying pressure. Holloway a finalist as a member of Team Rampage on Season 7. Mayhem with 14 career wins by submission, 34 overall. Again looking for the neck. Holloway looking for the takedown.
And Jason is trying to work an arm-in guillotine here. Now he's trying to switch it up to a no-arm guillotine, but CB won't let him get that left arm through. Now he's trying to place CB's head in between his neck. Oh, CB's got him down now.
The elbow by Holloway right in front of his own corner.
You're good, you're good. Right elbow, right elbow. You get up on that elbow, break it down.
Top position again for Holloway. He had the mount to end round 1. 4 takedowns thus far for the All-American wrestler from Arizona State, college teammate of Cain Velasquez, as well as Ryan Bader, coached by Aaron Simpson. Velasquez
Mayhem has got to get back up to his feet, Mike. CB Holloway is very heavy on him, doing a good job controlling him, holding him down in half guard. There's some hammer fists.
Holloway coming off a few setbacks. Miller, the disappointing performance. It's a very critical fight for both of these men, and Holloway trying to add on to his ground and pound totals.
He keeps getting that underhook, Mike, but I don't think he has 2 legs. I think that left leg is shot, and I think it's really impeding him as he tries to base out on it and stand back up.
The elbow from the bottom by Mayhem. His last win was against Kazushi Sakuraba in a non-UFC bout in September of 2010. The Doberman has earned submission of the night honors twice during his octagon
CB
career.
Holloway is using his head a lot here. He's headbutting Jason from the top. He's done it a couple of times. and Jason's complaining about it. Hammer fist from the bottom by Jason.
Final seconds of the second round. And again, Dalloway with the majority of the octagon control.
Nice breath in. Nice breath in. Okay. I want you to look at me right now, okay? I want you to listen real carefully. This fight is yours right now. I need you to pot shot. I need you to control this cage. Okay. I need you to put some pressure on it. When you're on that cage, you wrestle like you're
You got this. Come on. Right? One more. Breathe. We're good. One more 5-minute round and you won this fight, dude. Okay? So you got a better up game, dap him up, but I want you to short combos and move, okay? If you get him down up against the fence, break him down, okay? Pay attention. Let's go. Let's do this. One more round, CB. You gotta want it.
Go, go, go. Get out of here, guys. And here we see a big power right hand by Jason Miller that had CB Dalloway in all kinds of trouble early in that round, but the majority of it was controlled by CB Dalloway with his grappling.
Miller knows that Dalloway has had the majority of the control in the first 2 rounds of this fight, as he swings away again early.
I just don't think he can stop CB from taking him down. That's the real problem. And when CB does take him down, he's unable to get back up to his feet. CB controlling the legs. He's got him down again. He's tying up the left leg, the injured left leg. And he's again got that right arm trapped behind his back. Handcuffed, and now Jason cannot defend against those left hands. He only has one hand now. His right hand trapped behind his back. Now it's free.
Technically, a very strong performance by Dalloway.
Especially with wrestling.
Yes. Wrestling control. And Miller has a lot of work to do here with under 4 minutes remaining in this fight.
Dalloway riding him here, choosing not to put the hooks in and take the back, but just hold the back position with double underhooks and keep his weight on him, using his wrestling. And Jason's trying to roll, but Dalloway is just controlling all of the ground fighting.
Slips one underneath, trying to get the hooks in.
You know, Jason may give up his back, just try to reverse it and put CB Dalloway in his guard. He may do that and just try to spin. But he can't even do that. CB controls, stays inside control, stays heavy on his back. All controlled by CB Dalloway here.
And the key that you just said, Joe, is he stays heavy very well. And the ground control, a dominant stat leaning the way towards Dalloway. Mayhem needs to get back up or reverse this position, and he needs to do so quickly.
Got to do something.
Yeah.
You know, he's just hanging on. He's not fighting like a man who's desperate, and that's what he's got to be. He needs to be desperate for a win here.
Trying to scoot back towards the cage to try to wall walk.
He's got to figure out a way in the next 2 minutes to win this fight. Now, I don't know if he has the energy to get back up. I don't know if he has that left leg. But for CB Dalloway, it's just a matter of doing what he's doing. Controlling him, ground and pounding, holding the position, flatten him out now. Full back hooks. Oh, big hammer fist.
And again, Dalloway trying to force the finish here.
Dig deep, baby. Dig deep and so find the way.
going to be very difficult late in the fight for Miller to get out of this position.
Let's go to cage, Mr. Miller.
He's eating more hammer fists.
Jason Miller's not doing anything here. He's got to get up. He's got to explode. He's got to...
If he doesn't protect himself, they may stop this fight. Josh Rosenthal watching the ground and pound very closely. Pressure and control. Staying heavy throughout
here.
And flatten back out is Miller. Miller saying, these are no big deal.
He's still not defending himself.
And he's not putting up any offense or scoring any points.
Josh may very well stop this fight even though Jason's okay. Just by the fact that he's not defending himself. I mean, he's getting pounded on here.
Pardon me, Yves Levine, our referee.
Oh, you had me calling him Josh too. How dare you?
Well, from here, from our view right there.
And CB transitions to full mount here. All CB Dalloway.
Now I can see him. 10 seconds remain.
Man.
Miller might not like it, but Dalloway was in control of this entire fight.
It's all CB Dalloway here, especially in this third round.
Yeah. Disappointment for Jason Miller.
And this fight was all about the takedowns of CB Dalloway and the ground control. He did a great job of controlling Mayhem Miller and punishing him from the top position.
With the official decision of this middleweight fight, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 29-28, 30-26, and 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, CB, the Doberman Dalloway.
CB Dalloway.
I'm here with the winner, CB Dalloway. Congratulations, CB, on an excellent performance considering your grappling really controlled him on the top position and held him down. What did you expect and what was the game plan coming into this fight?
The game plan was to stand and trade with him and get the takedowns when I could, but he hurt me in the second round pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I did what I had to do, you know, coming off that hip surgery. He's not an easy fight to come back into, so did what
What was your hip surgery?
I had a torn labrum in my hip after my last fight. Had like hip reconstruction, so.
Now in the second round when you got caught, what was going through your mind when you got wobbled?
Hurry up and recover, or he's gonna beat the out of me.
Well, that didn't happen. You got the decision. Congratulations to that. Now what's next for you?
First thing I want to thank my family from Power MMA and Fitness, all the friends and everyone coming up here to support me. I want to give a congratulations to Mike Miller, the Miami Heat, a business partner and friend. And what's next for me is up to the UFC.
All right, congratulations, CB. Look forward to seeing you again. CB Dalloway, ladies and gentlemen.
CB Dalloway, a proud member of Power MMA in Gilbert, Arizona, with Ryan Bader, the Ultimate Fighter winner, his former collegiate coach, Aaron the A-Train Simpson, and they would be proud of the ground control turned in tonight by the All-American wrestler for the Sun Devils of Arizona State. 10 minutes and 45 seconds of ground control. 6 takedowns for Dalloway in this unanimous decision victory over Jason Mayhem Miller. The Doberman, the winner here tonight. One of the most rapidly rising stars at 155, Edson Barboza is very confident as he enters the octagon tonight against Jamie Varner. 2012 isn't even half over yet, but the Knockout of the Year winner may have been decided in January when Edson Barboza put Terry Edom down and out with a single head kick. That type of spectacular effort is par for the course with the dynamic Brazilian who has won 3 consecutive Fight of the Night awards and 1 Knockout of the Night bonus. Former WEC champion Jamie Varner is no slouch when it comes to post-fight awards, though. as his classic battles with Donald Cerrone earned him bonus checks and recognition as one of the top 155-pounders in the world. Tonight, Varner returns against one of Brazil's finest. Coming up next, Edson Jr. Barboza squares off with Jamie Varner. Our tale of the tape for this lightweight fight, Barboza 26. Varner is 27. Barboza, 3 inches taller. He will have a 3-inch reach advantage. Once again, here is the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Now when the action begins, our referee in charge, Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee. The beautiful Brittany. Lightweight fight. And a long time in waiting for his return, Jamie Varner. And here we go. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Varner, a very heavy-handed boxer with strong wrestling. The former WEC lightweight champion. He defended his title twice. Had some great battles with Razor Rob McCullough, as well as a 2-fight series with Donald Cowboy Cerrone.
And a big key to this fight, Mike, is going to be how many leg kicks does Jamie Varner eat? He just ate 2 of them. The more he eats, the less he's going to be able to take that power double shot on Edson Barboza, which is where he's going to want this fight. He's going to want to get a hold of Barboza, muscle him, drag him to the ground, and beat him up.
That was a good one.
He does not want this.
You did not hear the slap. Head kick. He gets the leg, though. Nicely done by Varner. Varner trying to control him.
He's got a hold of him.
Right back to half guard is Barboza.
Varner landed a couple of good shots there from the top. Barboza's trying to tie his wrists up.
Varner caught the head kick and turned it into a takedown.
And Varner is tying up. Notice how he's using his legs to tie up the leg. A lot of fighters like to do that. They like to stay in the half guard. Randy Couture, it was one of his favorite positions for ground and pound. Hold on to a guy's leg, use it to control his body, and you see how Jamie's doing that with his
using
leg?
the Turk right there. Wrestling control with the Turk by Varner. All-American national runner-up. Wrestled Division I in Pennsylvania. Also won a championship in boxing during his collegiate days.
Barboza kicking off to get back to his feet.
White trunks for the Brazilian, black trunks for the American Varner.
There's another one.
That one a slap. The one before was a thud, but they all hurt when they come from. That's the thud right there, Joe. That's the shin into the thigh. Those are the ones that do the most damage. The slap is generally the foot.
Wow, a chant of Barboza echoes through the crowd.
There's a lot of Brazilians here tonight in attendance as Varner gets a good combination off. And again, he fires with the right hand.
That right leg kick landed for Barboza as well.
Junior Dos Santos, the headliner on pay-per-view later tonight.
And over the top by Jamie Varner.
I like that combination.
He hasn't checked a single leg kick yet.
And already his leg is starting to show signs of the kicks inside and outside from Barboza. You can see the redness on the thigh area. He catches him right there again. Right above the knee. Varner's really throwing heavy here.
Varner staggered him!
Varner pushing forward, looking for the takedown. He gets it.
Barboza's in trouble, Mike.
Varner trying to hurt him again. Varner trying to be the first man to beat Barboza. Big right hand for Varner. Looking for a triumphant return to the UFC. Hammer fist. It is all over. Jamie Varner has done it.
Outstanding. Unbelievable.
Yes, you are, Jamie Varner.
He's back indeed. Boy, is he back. Wow.
Since he last fought in the Octagon.
What a return for Jamie Varner. And here you see Jamie Varner just teeing off, and there's a big right hand, and Jamie switched to hammer fist. Barboza is just clearly hanging on here, not defending himself. Steve Mazzagatti stops the fight, and what a come-from-behind victory.
Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 23 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by TKO, Jamie Varner.
First man to defeat Barboza.
I'm here with Jamie Varner, the winner. Jamie, a lot of folks might not know your back was really up against the wall coming in here and taking this fight against a top contender like Barboza. Give us your thoughts on that and what it feels right now after that spectacular victory.
Well, first of all, I gotta thank the UFC for bringing me back. Once you hit rock bottom, you really can appreciate some of the places that you've been. And thank you, UFC, for giving me another chance. And Barboza's tough, man. He was a scary dude. And you know what? I just want to come out here and put on a good performance. I didn't care whether I won or lost. I wanted to fight for the fans.
It had been a long time since we had seen you inside the octagon, and taking a fight like this against a highly ranked contender like Barboza right off the bat, what was that like?
You know what? It was tough, but without those guys right there, John Crouch, MMA Lab, Trevor Lally, without them, they believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And they're just like, go be the wolf. What that means, go eat. Go.
This was one of the best performances we've ever seen from you inside the octagon. Let's take a look at the stoppage again, because it was truly spectacular. You caught him with a clean right hand, had him staggered, got him up against the cage, and you just absolutely swarmed on him for the stoppage, Jamie. And here's the end of the fight here. You got him down, finished him off with these hammer fists. What does this feel like watching this here?
I can't believe it's me. It's so surreal. I can't believe I just did that. I just beat Edson Barboza, who was this monster in my mind. So it was great. I know I hit hard, and I just knocked out a guy that's never even lost a fight. So I'm pretty proud of my performance, and I can always get better.
Jamie Varner, you're back.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, sir. Jamie Varner, ladies and gentlemen.
Jamie Varner said I'm a lot better technically, physically, and most importantly, emotionally. 2010, a very difficult year, and you see he continues to thank Trevor Lawley and John Crouch for believing in him when he no longer believed in himself. Training with the lightweight champion Benson Henderson, Efrain Escudero, amongst others. A big win for Varner.
Massively talented and ultra-aggressive Ultimate Fighter winner Diego Brandao continues his UFC journey tonight against Darren Elkins. 3 consecutive first-round knockouts on Season 14 of The Ultimate Fighter earned Diego Brandao a reputation as a stone-cold finisher. But in the finals against Dennis Bermudez, the Brazilian showed off the rest of his game with a come-from-behind submission victory to become the Ultimate Fighter. Tonight, he begins the next chapter of his promising career against Indiana's Darren Elkins, a well-rounded veteran who has earned back-to-back octagon victories over Michihiro Omagawa and Tiatren Zhang, while showing the same kind of resilience Brandao displayed against Bermudez, making this a true battle of wills. Coming up next, Darren Elkins battles Diego Brandao. Our tale of the tape for this featherweight fight. 24-year-old Brandao against 28-year-old Elkins, who is 3 inches taller and will have a 7-inch reach advantage. Once again with the introductions, Bruce Buffer.
And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
The veteran Herb Dean, our referee for this featherweight fight. The beautiful Brittany. We are set to get things started. Brandao and Elkins.
Ready. Let's do it.
Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Owner of 1 official UFC win is Brandao. Elkins has won his last 2 fights inside the octagon. This is his 3rd fight at 145. He is unbeaten in the UFC's featherweight division. Brandao mixes it up nicely and ends with a vicious kick. Switches his stance. Big swing and a miss.
And Elkins has the clinch on the bottom. Diego's got a hold of a guillotine, lets that go, uses a strong whizzer to get back up to his feet. But Elkins trips him and gets him down. This is what Elkins wants, Mike. He wants to engage in a grappling competition. Brandao is working for Kimura on the right arm of Elkins. And Brandao uses that to reverse Elkins and get on top. Good hip escape by Elkins. Brings it to half guard.
And he slips out
Full
just
hip
for a moment.
escape
Yeah,
into
nicely
full
done.
guard. Very nicely done. Elkins must have studied some of the fights of Brandao and known that this young man is very strong and dynamic. And he's attacking with a right Kimura of his own. He's got a leg over the neck, but he doesn't have a high enough grip on it, and he lost it.
And Brandao wants to swing again. The first ever 145-pound Ultimate Fighter winner with the knee.
Good sprawl by Brandao and a good right hand by Elkins in the break.
Man, he swings for the fences. Top pick of Michael Bisping on last season's installment of the Ultimate Fighter. The knee. That rocked him.
Into side control here.
Brandao, born in Fortaleza, Brazil, but trains in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Good elbows on the top by Brandao. Brandao uses good control here, inside control. Elkins is trying to wrap up a triangle from the bottom, Mike. He's tried it a couple of times now. Brandao's a little bit too aware of that.
Brandao trying to get to the mount. Pushed aside for now. Brandao had a 3-fight winning streak going into the Ultimate Fighter. He won 3 fights during the actual competition and the finale. So if you include his 3 victories in the Ultimate Fighter, where nobody got out of the first round, that's 7 straight wins for Diego Brandao. Officially, it goes as the 3 pre-tough fights and his win in the Ultimate Fighter finale. The Ultimate Fighter finale for this season is Friday
another
on
one,
FX.
and another one. Very accurate, Diego Brandao.
Brandao, all kinds of tenacity.
And Brandao stuck his head in between the legs and tried to underhook the legs to pass the guard. Instead, he hops over it. Inside control once again. Knee to the belly. Big punch on the top. He's very accurate, Mike.
Just a dominant first round. Oh, my goodness!
Huge right hand by Brandao. Elkins got a hold of an arm. Can't finish it. Full guard now for Elkins.
Looking for the elbow was Brandao.
He's got to control Brandao. Brandao is a beast on the top.
Michael Chiesa, ally at Quinta, advancing here on FX last night in the semifinals of this season of the Ultimate Fighter.
I'm really impressed with Darren Elkins' ability to recover guard, Mike. His hip escapes and his defensive guard have been excellent, but he just took a big shot by Diego Brandao. And one of the things that one of the reasons why I thought this was going to be a tough test for Brandao is the toughness of Darren Elkins. This is not simply a guy that you can put away with one shot. He's very, very durable and mentally strong. Oh!
Again with a big shot. 15 seconds on the clock here in the first.
And Elkins is still there. Now what gets interesting is if he starts to tire. If Brandao starts to tire from this furious assault in the first round, his attempt to finish Elkins, it didn't work out.
Breathe, breathe. Good round. Breathe though. Breathe and relax. Breathe, breathe.
Great round. Very good. Okay, all I want you to think about is, ooh, you are in shape. Deep breaths. Hey, focus. Calm down. Good. That's better. Good.
He doesn't look tired at all.
Calm down. All right, Diego.
Big breath, big breath.
Your jiu-jitsu is better than his, but when you get him down, I want you to use your elbows to ground and pound him first, then jiu-jitsu, okay? Okay. Rodrigo, anything?
Thiago, o Diego, tu não pode, tu tem que valorizar mais a posição quando tu for.
You gotta value your position.
Valoriza a posição quando tu for, não deixa de subir não, tu tá fazendo tudo certo.
And there's a flying knee right to the chin, and that's what I was talking about, the durability of Darren Elkins. This guy can take a shot, and Diego Brandao is delivering shots. Now look at this huge bomb from the top. I mean, he just flew through the air and landed that right hand to the jaw of Darren Elkins. Like I said, Elkins can take it.
Winner of 5 of his last 6 is Darren Elkins. Diego Brandao scoring a big first round. Ultra explosive striker who keeps a very frenetic pace. Switching to southpaw. Brandao has not lost in over 2 years. Lead left hook avoided by Brandao.
Diego has most certainly slowed his attack now, and now he's faced with the reality, the possibility that Elkins might be here for the full 3 rounds. So he is pacing himself accordingly. Nice knee.
Elkins showed very active stand-up in his victory over Michihiro Omagawa, Joe. And then very controlling wrestling in his win over Tietran Zhang.
There was a very controversial decision in the Omagawa fight. There's a good right hand by Elkins.
That was the counter to the lead uppercut of Brandao. Again, the switch to southpaw momentarily. Now he's orthodox again.
If I was in Elkins' corner, I would be telling him to pour it on, because Diego Brandao has most certainly slowed down. Nice step in elbow, Anderson Silva style.
Yeah, a little John Jones-esque, his training partner in Albuquerque. Diego has been with Guida, Garcia, Cowboy, and all those great lightweight fighters in Albuquerque for quite some time.
Darren Elkins coming after him, and Diego avoids those punches, but no counters from him. Slips. Elkins on top. And remember, Diego won his stint in the Ultimate Fighter from his back. He's controlling the right arm of Darren Elkins as he pushes it towards his crotch. Look for his left leg to fly over the shoulder of Elkins and try to lock it down. He's controlling the wrist, see him controlling the wrist, and he doesn't want to give it away, but he's looking at that. As he controls the wrist, he's looking to do one of things, 2 things, either throw his hips to the left and try to attack an arm, or throw his leg over the shoulder, all depending upon how he can control that arm. And Darren Elkins is finally getting a chance to dish it out.
Yep, just avoided the up kick damage a moment ago.
Elkins on top, hammer
out.
fists.
That's the heart and perseverance of Darren Elkins that you spoke of earlier.
Yeah, this is, like I said, this is going to be a tough test for Diego Brandao, because Elkins is not a guy you can take out with one shot. And he's not a guy who freaks out when you hit him.
Never an easy out is Darren Elkins.
And Elkins is trying to pass here.
And 2.
Good elbows from the bottom. Ooh, that was a very nice elbow by Brandao.
Close battle on the ground as Elkins tries to add to his totals here.
As long as Elkins stays active here, he's winning this round. Nice knee to the body.
From half guard.
And this is tiring. And this is where we're going to see if Diego Brandao slows down.
The control utilizing the Turk for the...
He's smothering him here now, Mike.
High school wrestling champion trying to transfer himself to the mount.
Full mount by Elkins. This is where things get interesting. A minute to go. And Diego Brandao's getting beat up.
Elkins able
punches by
to throw
Darren
big
Elkins.
ground and pound here.
Huge
trying to finish Diego Brandao. He's got time to work still, Joe.
Huge shots by
Brandao
Elkins.
must intelligently defend himself.
He is badly hurt here, Mike, and he's getting thumped on. He couldn't even take advantage of that momentary slip by Elkins when he slid off the side.
Pins the arm
There
just
was a
for a
little bit
moment.
of space, and he couldn't do anything about it. Elkins is in complete control right now.
Darren Elkins embracing the grind here of this fight in round 2.
Elkins may perhaps have an arm triangle on the right arm of Diego Brandao. Note how he's pushing his head down to the mat there.
10 seconds left in the round. A big first round for Diego Brandao and a huge second round for Darren Elkins.
Huge round for Elkins.
Diego. Okay, start big breaths, big breaths.
Down, big breath.
Big breaths, Diego.
Give me your mouth, please. Give me your mouth. Get this out.
Like that, like this.
Big, calm down.
There you go. Big breath, Diego. Do a big one for me. Come on, Diego, right now, bigger. Do it again. Do it again, bigger. One more. All right, here's some water.
Calm down. Okay, Diego, listen to me. He's very tired. Look, I can't stand up. Okay? It is 1 round to 1 round. You have to win this round. You understand me?
But I'll box this guy. But I'll box. When you take him down, just keep him centered. Stay busy. Win this round, okay? I want you to come out and unbox him just like you did. But
Hey, Darren, you stand your ground. Don't back up, all right? Constant pressure. Hey, get him back down like that. Constant pressure.
Look at the size of Darren Elkins' left ear. Look at the massive swelling in the left ear of Elkins from some of the ground and pound by Diego Brandao. He's going to want to drain that tonight, probably.
Lead uppercut by Brandao. Dominant first round for the Ultimate Fighter winner. A comeback second round for Darren the Damage Elkins. And he connects with the combination here early in the third. MGM Grand Garden Arena. Elkins brimming with all kinds of confidence now.
He's got the grip and he got the takedown.
Stuffed the knee, throws Brandao on his back. He was able to transition into mount in the second round. Let's see if Elkins can work his way towards that dominant position again here.
Diego's trying to sweep him here.
Come on, Diego. Water.
Joe, you talked about it early. The perseverance and determination of Darren Elkins.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I knew this was going to be a tough fight. He's just not the type of guy that's easy to get out of there. And what Diego Brandao likes to do is swarm guys. And he's been so successful in taking out less experienced guys early.
Nobody got out of the first round on the Ultimate Fighter. Bermudez did not get out of the first round in the Ultimate Fighter finals.
When you have such an explosion in that first round that like Diego Brandao did, you use up so much gas. I mean, he was not pacing himself for a 3-round fight. He was trying to take this fight to the first round, swarm him, and get him out of there. And he was unsuccessful in doing so, and now here he is on his back getting beat up again for the second round. And Darren Elkins just stepped over in the half guard now, Mike.
And while we were at
it's a
break,
wide open half guard, by the way.
And while we were at break, Joe, the corner was very clear. Diego, you got the first, Darren got the second. The fight's all up to you here in the third.
There's no doubt about that. And right now, there's no doubt about the fact that Darren Elkins is winning this third round. He's going to pass now, Mike, and he's going to full mount again. And there he goes. Full mount for Darren Elkins. And this is terrible. Half the round to go. And Diego Brandao is exhausted, flattened out, and Darren Elkins is going to start pounding on him.
Born and raised in Hobart, Indiana, Elkins trying to go to 3-0 as a featherweight in the UFC.
But Darren Elkins is a wrestler, and there are no tougher athletes on the face of the planet Earth than wrestlers. The amateur wrestling grind is one of the most difficult athletic pursuits in all of competition. It's just the mental toughness that these guys develop from a successful career in amateur wrestling, it's almost impossible to duplicate in any other sport, because no one else is willing to put themselves through the type of things that these guys put themselves through while they're dehydrated, cutting weight, malnourished. I mean, it's just a really brutal way to develop champions, but very, very effective. And this is the fruits of that labor right now.
Well,
Darren Elkins' toughness and his grappling ability, and he's beating up Diego Brandao here.
Well, he was 191-9 in high school as a wrestler, Joe, illustrating the point you just spoke of, trying to choke out
Armin Guillotine
Brandao here. Can he get the tap?
If he can get his right leg free, he'll have a lot more leverage. He's holding on to it, though. This is not good for Diego. He's trying to step over. He's trying to hold on to that neck and then step over. This is all Darren Elkins here.
A grinding performance. Constant pressure. Uh-oh.
Diego's on top.
How much gas does he have left, though?
Big right hand by Diego.
He landed one of those in the first round. Now it's Brandao trying to get to the mount.
Elkins has the underhook.
Missed with that one.
Yeah, that thump was the canvas.
Yes, it was.
He missed the head and landed on the ground. Darren Elkins employing a high guard here, using rubber guard techniques.
Final 15 seconds of this third round. Final 10 seconds of the fight. Another right hand. They go the distance. Darren Elkins and Diego Brandao. What a battle.
Great fight.
Judges will render their decision. Will it be Darren Elkins or that man, Diego Brandao? And it's the ground and pound, especially that in the second round of Darren Elkins. He had top position, he had the mount in both the second and third round, and he certainly embraced the grind and withstood the early storm of Diego Brandao. Elkins and Brandao go the distance with the official decision. We turn it over once again to Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Darren the Damage Elkins.
3 straight at 145.
I'm here with the winner, very happy Darren Elkins. Darren, congratulations. And one of the things we said in this fight was this was going to be a tough test for Diego Brandao. A lot of it was due to the toughness of your ability to survive that first round. Tell us about that first round.
Well, you know, my whole camp was he comes out hard, he comes out swinging, he fights with a lot of motion. So the first thing they said is, hey, you got to survive the first 2-3 minutes, find a rhythm, and then it'll go from there. And it kind of turned out that way. He had a good advantage the first couple minutes, first round, and then I started taking momentum, and I just built off it.
Well, you did a fantastic job controlling him in the second round and the third, and I think we might have to drain this, my friend.
Oh yeah, I kind of figured. I had the cauliflower ear, I've been wearing the headgear, and I was like, it was gonna have to do this.
Oops,
I'm
you just swore.
Sorry.
No worries. Listen, man, you're excited in the heat of the moment. This is a big victory over a winner of the Ultimate Fighter. A huge victory for you. How happy are you right now?
I'm real happy. You know, tough opponent. He just came off the Ultimate Fighter winning it, so I'm excited, man.
Congratulations, sir. Look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks.
Darren Elkins, ladies and gentlemen.
Born and raised in Hobart, Indiana, the good Hoosier. Darren Elkins moves to 4-1 in his UFC career.
Tough opponent, and I got to beat him tonight and finish him.
I fight the best heavyweight in the world. I finished 10, and tonight I'm gonna do the same with Cain Velasquez.
Tonight, when we step in the octagon, I know I'm gonna see fear in Frank Mir's eyes, and I'm gonna finish this fight quickly.
Right now, Junior Dos Santos is the top of the game. He's the UFC heavyweight champion. I've been there, I know what it feels like, and I'm hungry to have it once again. I'm gonna go out there and take that from him, so at the end of the night, I'm the UFC heavyweight champion once again.
Frank Mir likes to talk too much. Tonight, I'm gonna knock him out.
From the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, this is UFC 146, Dos Santos versus Mir. Let's get things started. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mike Goldberg. Welcome once again to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. It took just 64 seconds for Junior Dos Santos to capture the most prestigious prize in all of mixed martial arts today. The only thing that any heavyweight wants, and that is the UFC Heavyweight Championship. And when you win that belt, you are considered the baddest man on the planet. My partner tonight, Joe Rogan. Now the assignment is defend that title. And to do so, Junior Dos Santos has to beat the former champion, Frank Mir.
And a very experienced Frank Mir who has victories over Junior Dos Santos, his mentor. Yes. And that's psychologically going to have a big role in this fight tonight. Junior wants revenge. What Junior Dos Santos represents is the best boxer, not just in the heavyweight division, but perhaps in MMA period. A true specialist, a knockout artist, an assassin with his hands. But he's taking on, in Frank Mir, unquestionably the best heavyweight submission artist. He had a battle with Nogueira. Nogueira was considered the best. Frank Mir broke his arm. He is now the best. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt with knockout punches, and he is a former two-time heavyweight champion.
The man who Junior Dos Santos defeated in 64 seconds to become the champion is Cain Velasquez. Cain Velasquez fights tonight. In our co-main event, he wants to make a statement. He wants to fight for the belt again.
Cain Velasquez is truly a special athlete, Mike, and he is a man widely considered by almost every single guy who's trained with him or seen him train as being the best in the heavyweight division. He looked like it when he beat Brock Lesnar for the title, but Junior Dos Santos silenced all that with one punch. That is only motivation for a guy like Cain. I guarantee you that Cain has been back to the drawing board, working out as hard as possible, more motivated than ever, and he has to be, because the man he's facing truly is a giant. Bigfoot Silva is an enormous man and very technical. He has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, thunderous punches, and a tremendous amount of experience, with a huge opportunity for him tonight. If he can get past Cain Velasquez, look at the size of those fists. Those are melons. I mean, those are wrecking balls on the end of his wrist. That's a huge, huge man. Much, much bigger than Cain Velasquez. And he knows this is a tremendous opportunity for him. He's beaten the biggest fight he ever had before, Fedor Emelianenko. He won that fight. This is an even bigger fight, an even better opportunity for him. It rockets him to the top of the heavyweight division in the UFC.
And the truth of the matter is, like we said before, if you're a heavyweight, if you're a mixed martial artist, the belt you want
is the UFC belt. You want to be victor in a big fight in the octagon on this night of an all-heavyweight main card.
Unbeaten Croatian Stipe Miocic, coming off a knockout of the night performance, welcomes 11-0 Strikeforce veteran Shane Del Rosario to the UFC. Also on the card, Big Country, Roy Nelson looks to take out 21-3 Dave Herman, who has earned 15 career wins by knockout. Opening the first all-heavyweight main card in modern UFC history will be a spectacular matchup that pits California knockout artist LeVar Johnson against the Netherlands' 6'11" Stefan Struve. It's a bout that will have a significant impact on the heavyweight pecking order, as both fighters have been on a tear in recent bouts.
When he's gonna come in and charge with those haymakers, I'm gonna have to use my footwork, and his momentum is gone, and then I'm gonna pick him apart.
He's game to bang away, and with my power and my speed, I should be able to put him to sleep.
Few heavyweights have made an immediate impact in the octagon quite like LeVar Johnson, a former WEC and Strikeforce standout. Johnson entered the UFC in 2012, and he has since earned 2 Knockout of the Night awards for finishes of Joey Beltran and Pat Barry. Tonight, he looks to make it 3 in a row by taking out Stefan Struve.
Tonight's going to end with a knockout. I have 2 UFC fights, 2 knockouts, 2 knockout bonuses, and third time's a charm.
Stefan Struve may only be 24, but with wins in 4 of his last 5 fights, he may be approaching his prime if victories over Pat Barry and Dave Herman are any indication. Yet while Struve's willingness to stand with anyone has made him a fan favorite, it may be his ground game that will be his best weapon against LeVar Johnson.
Technique beats power 9 times out of 10. And if I use my reach the way I can and the way I shoot, he's not touching me.
LeVar Big Johnson has one goal when he steps into the octagon, and that goal is to use his incredible punching power. He's a big guy, thick, very strong, but if he has any weaknesses in his game, it's his ground game. He has been prone to being caught in submissions in the past, and that is the one thing that he has to worry about when he steps into the octagon tonight with Stefan Struve. What LeVar would like to do is what he did to Joey Beltran, it's what he did to Pat Barry, and that's get Stefan Struve up against the cage to use those assault weapons that he has attached to his wrists.
LeVar Johnson, fighting for the second time in 3 weeks, the knee injury to Mark Hunt. As has been talked about quite often, 2 first-round knockouts, both of his UFC victories, knockout of the night worthy performances. 2 fights, 2 bonuses, his second fight in 3 weeks. He feels he's on a roll, so bring it. Let's go.
Well, a huge advantage in having fought just a few weeks ago is that he's going to be very comfortable with this octagon experience. The closer you can get to an old fight, or excuse me, a previous fight, the more relaxed you're going to be inside the cage.
Averages a fight time, Joe, of just 4 minutes and 41 seconds, the second shortest in UFC and Strikeforce heavyweight history. LeVar Big Johnson. The skyscraper, Stefan Struve. Now we are being told he is 6'11 and a half. But more importantly, he's pretty fired up about the fact that his reach is 84 and a half inches, tied for #1 in the UFC with John Jones. Crazy thing is he's 6'11 and a half.
Well, my beef with this whole reach thing is that it's only the hands. I mean, we're using a measurement that's taken from boxing. when you think about John Jones, his kicks are the one thing that really separates him. That's the real distance, those gigantic long legs. And Stefan Struve has the same situation going for him. That's the real reach when it comes to a heavyweight mixed martial arts fighter, not just a boxer. It's the length of the legs and the distance between when a guy like Stefan Struve kicks you, his foot, and then you hitting him. And he has a massive advantage over almost everyone in the heavyweight division when it comes to that amount of reach.
He has only gone the distance once. Of his 23 career wins, 21 have ended with either a knockout or a tap out. One time in 28 fights has he gone the distance. Stefan Struve, a very good submission artist, utilizing what you just talked about, those long legs, as he gets set to face LeVar Johnson. Our tale of the tape for this, our first heavyweight fight of the night. Johnson, a decade the elder, of 6 foot 11.5 inch tall. Stefan Skyscraper Struve, weight pretty close. There's the reach, 84.5. 3.5 inches longer than LeVar Johnson. To officially get things started, we turn it over to the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
And now, it's time to begin our first bout of the evening. 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a kickboxer, holding a professional record, 17 wins, 5 losses. Standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 248 pounds. Fighting out of San Jose, California, LeVar Big Johnson! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Muay Thai kickboxer, holding a professional record, 27 wins, 5 losses. He stands 6 feet 11 inches and 1/2 tall, weighing in at 255 pounds. Fighting out of Beverwijk, the Netherlands, Stefan Skyscraper Struve! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Josh Rosenthal.
Josh Rosenthal, our referee. The beautiful Brittany, sold out MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Gentlemen, you ready? You ready? Let's fight.
Here we go. To the body quickly. Johnson throwing bombs.
He landed a big uppercut there, Mike. And Struve took it, but that's not what he wants to do. He doesn't want to get into an exchange with this man. He wants to tie him up in the most dangerous position that LeVar Johnson always finds himself. When he presses guys up against the cage, that's when he works them over.
He throws a high volume of powerful strikes in short amount of time. Does LeVar Johnson. Johnson, 16 wins by knockout, 1 by submission. He has finished all 17 of his career wins.
He pulled guard because he had that left overhook. His left overhook is very tight, so he has that right arm trapped, and he's going to slowly work his legs up. Armbar.
Trying to crank it in. It is all over. Stefan Struve by submission.
That's technique, ladies and gentlemen. And note, as soon as he had that overhook, he had confidence in his technique and knew that he broke his arm, Mike.
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry, it's embarrassing.
LeVar Johnson defeated
very upset
by Struve. Let's watch it.
You know, he should have pulled out of that. Instead of trying to punch him there, the correct move is to try to get out of there. He tapped before he even got to the ground. He went for that belly down Russian armbar, but before he even got to that, he tapped. Check this out. Right when he got it there, you see he locks it up. He ties up that arm.
There's the tap, Joe.
You see the tap. And prop to Stefan Struve for letting go immediately. Excellent technique by Stefan Struve.
He just cranked on the arm of LeVar Johnson. And it goes according to game plan for Struve. He got hit hard early. He weathered the storm. He pulled guard and then submitted LeVar Johnson. Struve felt he had a huge grappling advantage, and it appears that is very true. With the official decision, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 5 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out due to submission from an armbar, Stefan Skyscraper Struve.
16th career win by submission.
All right, I'm here with the winner of the Skyscraper, Stefan Struve. Stefan, congratulations on a very, very impressive victory. You got him tied up against the cage, just decided to pull guard there and try to finish him off your back.
Yeah, you know, you want to see what your opponent does, and I felt his control, and I was like, yeah, I think I can get the armbar if I jump guard right now.
Well, let's take a look at the big screen and talk us through this. You tied him up with an overhook, and then as soon as you got that overhook, you felt confident to drop down there.
Yeah, man, this is what I said. I felt like I could get the armbar, get my hips in place, and just scoot out and get the armbar and tap him out, you know, just get it easy. He's a heavy hitter, you know, so why give him any chance at all to win a fight against me?
Well, congratulations on a very impressive victory. You did exactly what you wanted to do, and as you said, technique beats power, 9 times out of 10.
Thank you, hey, Las Vegas, let's party tonight. I love you guys.
Party with Stefan Struve, ladies and gentlemen.
The proud native of the Netherlands, Stefan Struve, earns his 8th win in the UFC. Take a look at it again. Stefan Struve, so dangerous with those long limbs, locks up the arm and submits LeVar Johnson. The Skyscraper with the victory here tonight in Las Vegas. Arriving earlier tonight here at the MGM Grand Garden Arena, Junior Dos Santos, who is unbeaten inside the octagon and took just 64 seconds to knock out Cain Velasquez to become the UFC heavyweight champion back in November of 2011. Tonight, he looks to defend his belt for the first time against the former 2-time heavyweight champion, Frank Mir, who first won the heavyweight title with a vicious armbar victory over Tim Sylvia. He won the interim title in 2008, and tonight he faces Junior Dos Santos with the heavyweight title on the line. The Croatian, Stipe Miocic, who is 8-0 with 6 knockouts, battles the also unbeaten heavyweight Shane Del Rosario. Despite taking vastly different routes to the UFC, unbeatens Shane Del Rosario and Stipe Miocic share a fighting philosophy in the octagon that it's better to give than receive, making the meeting between these two finishers a strong fight of the night candidate.
Tonight, I'm going to be faster, more athletic. I'm going to throw punches from different angles. Shane's going to have no idea what hit him.
I want to keep him at the distance so that I could throw my punches, keep my punches long, and look for that knockout.
A ferocious finisher, Shane Del Rosario wants something even more from his UFC debut fight than a decisive win. He wants to take the 0 from the loss column of Stipe Miocic, and he's willing to do it by submission or knockout, making the Strikeforce veteran a great new addition to the talent-rich heavyweight division.
This is my night to turn some heads. I want to get knockout of the night and just really make an impression that I'm here to fight. I'm going to be a force in the UFC heavyweight division.
Undefeated in 8 pro fights, Stipe Miocic has impressed fight fans around the world with his first 2 octagon appearances, wins over Joey Beltran and Phil DeFries. Next on the well-rounded Ohio native's hit list is fellow unbeaten Shane Del Rosario. And with a victory, Miocic's road to the top will get a lot shorter.
I'm a Division I wrestler, I'm Golden Gloves boxer, and it's going to nullify anything that Shane does. Kickboxing, Muay Thai, doesn't matter. Cage work, clinch work, it doesn't matter. Whatever he does, I'm going to have an answer for.
11-0 in his MMA career, coming off a submission win over LeVar Johnson in February of 2011 in Strikeforce. 3-0 in Strikeforce. Shane Del Rosario makes his UFC debut tonight. He has been out of the cage for 15 months after He was hurt in a car accident in April of 2011. The injuries kept him sidelined. He says he feels great and is ready to do battle in his long-awaited UFC debut.
That's a lot of time to take off, and it's a lot of time to take off and then make your UFC debut on pay-per-view. So a lot of pressure on this young man, but he has excellent striking. He's a former Muay Thai world champion. He has great leg kicks and punches and a very improving ground game, an ever-improving ground game. As you said, his last victory over LeVar Johnson, he won by submission, so he's capable of submitting guys and knocking them out, but he prefers to stand. And that's one of the reasons why this is an intriguing fight. Stipe Miocic, very tough guy, very good wrestler, very strong hands.
A combined 19-0 are Del Rosario and Miocic. Very good stand-up possessed by Del Rosario. He likes to kick. He is well-rounded but prefers to stand and bang. 8 of his 11 wins have come by knockout. He, as can be said for many of our heavyweights on the card tonight, has never gone the distance. Stipe Miocic, Croatian descent for the man born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. His hero, not surprisingly, Mirko Krokop, Division I nationally ranked wrestler for the Cleveland State Vikings, a Golden Gloves champion, played third base for the Cleveland State baseball team, had some Major League Baseball interest. A pro fighter since 2010, coming off a knockout of the night performance in Omaha, Nebraska in February of 2012.
And this guy is a beast, ladies and gentlemen. If you've never seen him fight, very physically strong. Great wrestling credentials, as you said, as well as great boxing credentials and very strong mental game. He's an incredibly tough guy. And this is a really intriguing fight, Mike. If you look at the two of these guys, both guys undefeated, both guys very promising, both guys stepping into the big stage on an all-heavyweight card with a lot of eyes on them.
Both men unbeaten as a professional. Miocic worked through some early adversity in his win over Phil DeVries and earned the knockout of the night in 43 seconds, but he got hit early, fought through it, and won the fight to remain unbeaten as a professional. Heavyweight fight number 2, set to get started. Our tale of the tape, 29-year-old Miocic against 28-year-old Del Rosario. Look at that, 2 heavyweights, Joe. One is 245, the other 246. The man of Croatian descent will have a slight reach advantage. And once again, with the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding professional record, 11 wins, no losses, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 246 pounds. Fighting out of Irvine, California, Shane Del Rosario. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a wrestler and a boxer, holding a professional record, 8 wins, no losses, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 245 pounds. Fighting out of Independence, Ohio, Stipe Miocic. And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Yves Levine.
Yves Levine will be our referee for this battle of unbeatens. The beautiful Brittany. UFC 146, Dos Santos versus Mir.
You ready, sir? You ready? Fight!
And here we go. Del Rosario in the red, white, and blue trunks. The checkered Croatian trunks being sported by Stipe Miocic.
Rosario, the way he stands, Mike, in the southpaw position, opens him up for that left high kick. And he threw one to the body. There's one to the inside. I guess it went astray, hit the cup. And there's the body kick.
Pushing forward is Miocic. Del Rosario, as I mentioned, won all 3 of his Strikeforce fights. I like the 1-3 thrown by Miocic there.
I like right hand by Miocic.
I like the combinations of Miocic. And again, 1-2, 1-2. Both men accustomed to winning.
There's that body shot again, Mike. That hurt him.
And
he's
winning
throwing
quickly.
that strong left kick to the liver. There it is again. That hurt him, Mike. These are power shots to the liver. And they're going to take a lot out of Miocic if they keep landing like that. Del Rosario can kick. There it is again. That one to the body.
Now he goes outside the opposite way.
And that's
an inside
I think
leg
that's
kick.
very important for him to attack the legs like that.
Well, you can already see the redness on the right side of the rib cage of Miocic, and again.
Then it also can take away the right hand of Miocic. As he lands it into his forearm, it can render that right hand useless.
And I got news for you. You don't want to drop that hand and be the victim of a big left cross in this matchup of southpaw and orthodox fighters.
Del Rosario lands it again. And again. Miocic is hurt.
There's that straight left we talked about. The straight left of Del Rosario connects.
And he attacked the leg again.
You know, the real key to his attack early, Joe, is he's mixing it up very well.
Yes, he is, but Miocic just landed a right hand there.
Right hand up!
Telling him to keep that right hand up. Don't let it drop to protect the body.
The right hand of Miocic will be a key weapon in this fight. It is the enemy of the southpaw stance. As the southpaw moves forward, that straight right hand is the perfect counter. So keep an eye on the right hand of Miocic and look at the left leg of Del Rosario.
Calling for the Pacquiao.
What is that?
I have no idea.
That's where you talk about gay marriage. Try for a head kick here.
Trying to push forward. The Croatian.
Those are blocked.
Keep an eye on the right side, defensively and offensively. Miocic, again with a kick.
And again, when Del Rosario even just lands these to the arms, they take a lot out of Miocic.
Oh my! Nice counter. He slipped and ripped. And connected with a big left hand.
Del Rosario clearly is getting the better of the striking exchanges here. And he stays in the pocket as Miocic hits him.
That time he had the uppercut.
That is the difference between someone who is an MMA striker and someone who's a world champion Muay Thai striker.
Very fast-paced first round in this heavyweight fight. Two 245-pound heavyweights swinging away with reckless abandon. 50 seconds now less on the clock here in the first.
And Miocic lets him off the cage. And Del Rosario's lining him up for another kick.
Miocic beats him to the punch that time.
Good combination with the right hook ending it.
Another slip and rip with the combo.
Head kick.
Likes the kick.
Miocic gets him down.
Big takedown, Joe, late in the round for Stipe Miocic. Stipe with a big elbow.
And Stipe lets him up. Look at this. That's not smart.
Final seconds of the round.
You okay? Come on over here.
Start with Miocic.
All right, let's get the air. Get the air first. Air in, air out. Air in, air out. Big air in. Blow it as hard as you can. Good. Big air in. Hold it through here. Press in here. All right, go ahead and breathe now. All right? Hey, listen, you got to move your angle some more, okay? You're starting to fall in. You're landing right in his left side. You're doing good, okay? But you got to stay with it, all right?
Exact techniques we said he was going to use, he's going to, okay? Stay to your left and work hard, okay? Stay to your left and work hard now. Do not fall.
Okay, he's killing him. Okay, breathe. Number one is get your breath back. Relax. Touch him with the jab. Yep.
Find your feet.
Yep, you ready? Here we go.
And here we see the power kicks of Shane Del Rosario. That is shin to the ribs. That one was partially blocked, and that one as well went to the head. Even when you block those still stun you, and that's why Miocic took him to the ground.
Del Rosario 11-0, Miocic 8-0, finishing 7 of his 8 fights, 6 wins by knockout.
Del Rosario very, very comfortable on his feet, Mike. You can really see as Miocic's punches are coming at him, he sees everything.
Mixes his kicks up too. Inside, outside, head kick, body kick.
Miocic is just a little bit stiff in his attack. He's got a lot of punching power. But it's hard for him to close the distance like Del Rosario does. Most of that was partially blocked.
Del Rosario
gets the takedown again.
Big right hand.
Big shots by Miocic. Side control.
He was very dynamic, was Miocic at the end of the first round. Didn't have a lot of time with his ground and pound, but you can tell it's vicious.
And now Miocic, early in the round, has Del Rosario on his back.
Trying to get to the mount. Got one leg over, but got the other one caught on the way.
Yeah, Del Rosario did a great job there in capturing that leg. But Miocic is on top of him, weighing on him heavy. Big punch by Miocic. More ground and pound.
Hammer fists.
Big shots by Miocic. He's going to get that left leg free and mount. He's got control of the upper body, and the left leg is almost free. He'll push down on that thigh, free up that left leg, and move into the full mount position. Plenty of time here for Stipe Miocic for making something happen.
Miocic, an outstanding wrestler at Cleveland State University, utilizing the Turk to control Shane Del Rosario. Big left. Miocic looking to do some more damage with his ground and pound here. The short elbow. And again. Del Rosario is bloodied up. Our second heavyweight matchup here on pay-per-view, featuring the unbeatens. Miocic doing damage.
Cut up, Mike. Those hammer fists and elbows are really starting to open him up. There's another one. Big shots by Miocic.
Big hammer fists.
And he moves into the mount.
Short elbows.
Full mount by Miocic.
He's starting to break down Shane Del Rosario. Yves Levine right on top of the action. Again with the elbow.
You got a target. Keep it. You got a target. Aim at the target. Aim at the target now. Aim at the target, baby.
Total strikes advantage. Stipe Miocic's, many of those thrown from this position on the ground.
Hey, give him 2 minutes of hell right now. Hey, give him 2 minutes of hell right now, Again.
Oh, another big elbow. These may be
He's badly hurt, Mike.
That is it.
That's it.
It is all over. Stipe Miocic remains unbeaten in his mixed martial arts career.
Del Rosario got up, but he's very, very hurt. Those were big power elbows by Miocic. Once Miocic got him to the ground, I was surprised at the end of the first round when he let him up. But you know what? He's a tough dude. He can take the shots that Del Rosario was delivering, and once he got him on the ground, controlled him and absolutely brutalized him.
Joe, take a look at our fight replay.
And here's Miocic. He's on top in the half guard here, and look at that power elbow. And there's another one, and over again. Ruthless, brutal elbows by Miocic.
Del Rosario was sharp in round one, but you saw the advantage Miocic had on the ground very briefly at the end of the first round, and when he got him down and had time to work. Vicious ground and pound. turned in by the man of Croatian descent, born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, Stipe Miocic with the official decision. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Leving has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 14 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Stipe Miocic.
He hands Del Rosario the first loss of his professional career.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Stipe Miocic. First of all, congratulations on an excellent performance. The first round, it seemed like you chose to stand up with him. Was that part of your strategy here?
Yeah, I guess so. He kicks hard, man. You know, but it was all right. I was happy what I did. So.
Well, you took a few good shots to the body. Did any of those faze you at all?
No, but if I would take a couple more, it definitely would have.
Well, at the end of the first round, you had taken him down, but you decided to let him back up. Why'd you decide to do that?
Just wasn't comfortable. Get back up. I knew I had a second round. He was in the third round, so I knew I had plenty of time to work.
Well, once you got him down in the second round, let's take a look at some of your handiwork, because you absolutely brutalized him from the top position. Nasty elbows here, and that's what finished him off. Talk us through these, man. What were you thinking while you were dropping these?
Keep throwing them, man. I want to stop the fight. You know? I want to get done.
Well, congratulations. You did stop the fight, and you are still undefeated in the UFC's heavyweight division. What's next for you, man?
We'll go home and celebrate Memorial Day with my family.
Congratulations. Can't wait to see you again, sir. Stipe Miocic, ladies and gentlemen.
Stipe Miocic with a big second round. He earns the finish 3 minutes, 14 seconds into the second round against previously unbeaten Shane Del Rosario. He is one of only 2 men to go 3 rounds with UFC heavyweight champion Junior Dos Santos. He is big country Roy Nelson, who has earned all of his UFC wins by knockout. And once again, for this fight tonight, has focused very intently on his strength and conditioning. His opponent, Dave Herman, is a teammate and training partner of the top contender in the UFC light heavyweight division, Dan Henderson. Herman has only gone the distance 1 time in his professional career, in which he has earned 21 victories, 15 of those coming by knockout. Up next, Roy Nelson. Not just a fan favorite, but also one of the most durable heavyweights in MMA today. And tonight, Big Country will be looking for a highlight finish against Dave Herman. Possessing the knockout power that makes fight fans love the heavyweight division, Dave Herman and Roy Nelson are 2 of the top finishers the weight class has to offer. So when the bell rings, expect nothing less than a spectacular ending.
I know Dave wants to stand and bang, so let's do it. I'm gonna reward him with 1 punch and knock him out.
Roy comes out ready to slug, and so do I. I'm going for knockout of the night, and if I don't get that, we'll get fight of the night for sure.
In his 21 pro victories, Dave Herman has only let an opponent hear the final bell once. And though he comes from a Division I wrestling background, it's his fists that have done the talking over the years. Tonight, he gets his sternest test to date in Roy Big Country Nelson.
I know Roy Nelson's a hard guy to finish, but that's what I'm here to do tonight. I'm gonna knock him out in the first round.
When it comes to heart and determination, few can compare to heavyweight contender Roy Nelson, having gone the distance with Junior Dos Santos, Frank Mir, and Fabricio Verdum. The Las Vegan epitomizes toughness. But tonight, he'll have to show off the full range of his MMA skill set to beat Dave Herman.
I'm gonna go in there and knock Dave Herman out, or I'm gonna submit him. It's either one, but the fight's gonna be finished.
Dave Herman, a very active and accurate striker. And he mixes it up, that his offensive attack, with punches and kicks. A member of Team Quest in Temecula, California, home of the former Pride champion and the top contender at 205, Dan Henderson. Herman, in addition to his fine striking prowess, has been working his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game aggressively. That said, it will not be at the level of Roy Nelson's.
Yeah, he is an outstanding wrestler, though, and a very physically strong guy. He's got good power in his strikes. The question is he really going to stand and trade with Roy Nelson, a man who is known for his one-punch knockout power? Dave Herman's quite a character. When he was asked when he started training, he said, right after my first professional loss, because I didn't want that to happen again. So, I mean, I don't know if he's telling the truth, if he took a fight without training at all, but I wouldn't doubt it.
A wrestler? Yeah, he probably did.
Probably did.
Probably did. Dave Herman said a moment ago that he will become the man to finish Roy Nelson in the first round. If he does so, he will do something that Junior Dos Santos was not able to do. Fabricio Verdum was not able to do. Roy Nelson has never been finished inside the octagon, and he has won all 3 of his fights in highlight reel fashion. His 8th year as a professional, a fan favorite. His last mixed martial arts win by submission was in 2006, and Roy Nelson is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Renzo Gracie. Also has done Kung Fu for years.
Yeah, I didn't know about that until recently. I watched a video where he's explaining how he's been doing Kung Fu since he was a young man and practices sticky hands and various Wing Chun techniques. He's just a very diverse mixed martial artist. Tries all kinds of things. And check that beard out, ladies and gentlemen. That is just ridiculous.
That's a playoff beard extraordinaire.
There's a lot of padding in that, too, I would think. That's got to protect you a little bit from punches. I mean, not much, but something. And I still wouldn't want to get punched wearing that, but Roy Nelson has really strong hands, outstanding one-punch knockout power, and a lot of confidence in that ability. And he also has a substantial amount of submission and wrestling skills to go with that.
It should be noted that Roy Nelson's original opponent on tonight's card was Gabriel Gonzaga. Napao got hurt. Then it was to be Bigfoot Silva. Now Bigfoot will fight against Cain Velasquez. So this is the 3rd opponent that Roy Nelson has had to prepare for. Will that make a difference? I guess we're going to soon find out. Dave Herman and Roy Nelson. Our tale of the tape for this heavyweight fight. Big Country, 8 years the elder of Dave Herman, who is 4 inches taller, about 20 pounds lighter. At the weigh-ins, he will have a 4-inch reach advantage. With the official introductions, Bruce Buffer.
And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding professional records, 21 wins, 3 losses, standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 233 pounds. Fighting out of Temecula, California, Dave Herman! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Kung Fu fighter, holding a professional record, 17 wins, 7 losses, standing 6 feet tall, weighing in at 254 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, he is the Ultimate Fighter Season 10 winner, Roy Big Country Nelson! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Steve Mazzagatti.
Steve Mazzagatti, our referee for this heavyweight battle, the beautiful Brittany. Sold out MGM Grand Garden Arena. There's Ariani. Great to see Ariani here tonight. Big Country and Dave Herman. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. The teep early. Black and red trunks for Herman, white trunks for Country. 4 inches of reach and height, the advantage for Herman. Thus trying to keep Big Country on the outside with those teeps.
Nice knee.
Herman trying to fight long.
Yeah, he's fighting tall. It's an excellent move on his part. He looks great.
Big Country with the big right hand, and it is all over.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's up.
Just like that. Big Country by knockout.
Let's take a look at the end of the fight here. That was beautiful. And look at this haymaker, ladies and gentlemen. No question about that. That is an excellent stoppage. When he sat down on his ass, he didn't know where he was. Look at him here. He stops. He doesn't even protect himself. He has no idea what's going on. By the time Mazzagatti got to him, the cobwebs had cleared. He got up and complained, but look at that. There's no doubt about it. That's a good stoppage, folks. Watch this. He doesn't know what's going on there.
Roy Nelson.
Power that Roy Nelson brings.
Roy Nelson in prime position for his third knockout of the night. Post-fight honor. He did it against Brendan Schaub to win the Ultimate Fighter. Knocked out Stefan Struve in 39 seconds. And tonight, he knocks out Dave Herman, and they are on their feet for Big Country here in Las Vegas. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Mazzagatti has called a stop to this contest at 51 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, Roy Big Country Nelson.
51-second knockout.
I'm here with the winner, Roy Nelson. Roy, you did it again. That right hand is a bomb, my friend, and you landed it to perfection tonight. How did it feel?
It feels good. They're like little rocks.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at it. Look at how it lands. That was about as clean a right hand as you can hit a man with.
Well, you know, I want to thank Pee Wee for actually taking the fight since everybody else dropped out on me. He didn't want to fight me, and I'm glad he did.
Well, you know, Roy, not only do you have great power, but you have some incredible timing, man. That's one of the reasons why you're able to land these punches so clean. What do you attribute that to?
A lot of eating. You know, you don't want to miss your mouth.
You're the man, brother. Congratulations on an outstanding victory.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and I appreciate you guys always following me, and I appreciate it, guys. You guys are the reason why I fight. Thanks.
Big Country, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, oh man, they love Big Country. Roy Nelson by knockout. 39 seconds against Struve, 51 seconds tonight against Dave Herman. We go inside the locker room of the former UFC heavyweight champion, Cain Velasquez, who defeated Brock Lesnar in October of 2010 to capture the heavyweight championship. And his goal tonight is to be ultra impressive in victory and earn himself another shot at the heavyweight belt. Standing across the octagon will be this man, Antonio Bigfoot Silva. The owner of 16 professional wins, 11 of those by knockout, scored a TKO victory in 2011 over Fedor Emelianenko. And tonight, Bigfoot plans on taking out Velasquez in this, his UFC debut. We continue with UFC 146, Dos Santos versus Mir, with our co-main event of the evening. Bigfoot has waited a lifetime to showcase his skills in the octagon. And tonight, Antonio Silva will do just that against one of the best in the world, Cain Velasquez.
Cain Velasquez is an incredibly motivated, driven guy. I guarantee you, he comes into this fight like a demon. He has got to clearly establish that he is the #1 contender for the heavyweight division. He lost one fight because of one punch.
Big shot!
In the biggest heavyweight title fight in the history of the UFC.
Unbelievable!
He has had a lot of time to sit back, reflect on that, and I think Cain Velasquez is going to come out guns blazing to prove to the rest of the heavyweight division that he's still the best.
The reason I got into the sport was to be the champion and hold it for a long time. I have to beat Antonio Silva in order to do that.
Silva is a very, very promising up-and-coming contender. He'd beaten a lot of good guys before, including former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovsky, but the Fedor Emelianenko fight really put him on the map. And it wasn't just the fact that he beat the former Pride champion, it was the way that he did it. It was a complete domination. It was a brutal ground and pound beatdown.
Bigfoot Silva dominating Fedor Emelianenko.
This is a huge, huge fight for Silva. The most dangerous fight in his mixed martial arts career. He is stepping up to the big leagues.
Wild right hand. Ground and pound attack. Wow!
I'm the best in striking, the best in jiu-jitsu, and the best wrestling, you know. I believe in myself, and I'm going to win.
This is going to be a very intense fight. It's a must-win fight for both fighters.
Oh, another right hand.
11 first-round finishes in the career of Antonio Bigfoot Silva. Of his 16 career wins, 14 were finishes, 12 by strikes, 2 by tap-out. He has only seen the third round 3 times in his 19-fight career.
He is a member of American Top Team, a real, legit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and you do not want to get hit by one of the fists that guy wields. Probably the biggest hands we've ever seen inside the octagon, a real threat, and a very, very dangerous guy, especially if he can get the fight to the ground and take the top position. He has one of the best mounts in mixed martial arts.
If Brock Lesnar has a mailbox as a hand, he has a whole toolbox, Bigfoot. I mean, that man can brutalize opponents, and you saw the greatest example of it when he fought Fedor, and realistically, Cain Velasquez has the same body type and build as Fedor. Now, counterpoint, Cain Velasquez took on a man very similar to Antonio Silva and Brock Lesnar as far as size and stature and power on the ground. He was able to win that fight. That's when he won the heavyweight belt.
And another consideration is that Cain Velasquez's teammate and good friend Daniel Cormier has also faced Bigfoot Silva and defeated him, so they will have some information based on that experience.
That in the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. Bigfoot 16-3 as a professional mixed martial artist. 2011 was the year he beat Fedor. Silva would like to make a huge statement and catapult himself right into the talk for a shot at the title.
Now, I know Silva has changed camps. He was with American Top Team, as I said. He moved to Imperial Athletics, and then he changed again. What camp is he with now?
He continues to move around, Joe, and work with different people. You know, he was there for a while, and then things didn't work out very well there.
Well, I think part of it was because Alistair Overeem joined that camp, and he knew that they were potential rivals.
And then he continued to shop around from there. Bigfoot, though, has trained with the best in the world throughout his career and will be ready to go tonight.
Juan Carnero's in his corner now.
And Juan Carnero and the guys who train with Juan have had great success as well in Florida. Finding a home was part of the process for Silva. Now he hopes to showcase his skills in his new home, the UFC's Octagon.
the former champion, Cain Velasquez.
Cain Velasquez is not just a very technical wrestler and a very technical striker, but has really superhuman cardio. I've never seen a heavyweight that can train the way this man does. He does strength and conditioning workouts with much lighter guys and manages to best them. He's really a freak when it comes to that area. A very driven and motivated guy with a singular purpose: to get inside this cage, win tonight, and eventually get back in the cage with whoever is the heavyweight champion after tonight and regain that throne. Before he lost to Junior Dos Santos, he wasn't just considered the UFC's heavyweight champion. He was considered a phenom. He was considered a guy that it would be very difficult to beat, and he might go on a long reign. Junior Dos Santos ended that. He ended it with virtually with one punch. Cain Velasquez has had plenty of time to reflect, to think about this, to motivate himself, go back, train, improve any holes that he had in his game, and come back even better.
Cain Velasquez has proven to be as committed, as determined, and as driven as any athlete to ever compete in the octagon. Going back to his wrestling days at Arizona State, fellow UFC fighter Aaron Simpson, who was an assistant coach when Velasquez was a collegiate wrestler, said day in and day out, no one outworked Velasquez. And his coaches at AKA say the same exact thing. Cain Velasquez, the former champion, against Antonio Bigfoot Silva. Tape for this, our co-main event of the evening. Velasquez 29, Silva is 31, 3 inches taller, 24 pounds heavier at the official weigh-ins. Remember, Silva may be heavier than that now. He had to get to 265. 5-inch reach advantage for Bigfoot as he makes his UFC debut against the former champion. And here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. And now, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter holding a professional record, 16 wins, 3 losses. Standing 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 264 pounds. Fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Antonio Bigfoot Silva! And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a wrestler and a kickboxer, holding a professional record, 9 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 240 pounds. Fighting out of San Jose, California, ladies and gentlemen, he is the former UFC heavyweight champion, Cain Velasquez! And when the action begins, our referee in charge, Josh Rosenthal.
All right, gentlemen, repeat over your instructions. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands all times. Defend yourselves all times. Touch close, go back. Let's do this.
Yeah, that was more than a touch. That was a small statement. Continuing with that intense stare down yesterday at the weigh-ins. Bigfoot and Velasquez. Fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
Ready? Ready? Let's fight!
Here we go!
The real question, Mike, is going to be whether or not Bigfoot can deal with Cain's speed.
Wow. Bigfoot,
and he's already down.
Bigfoot threw a kick. Cain caught the leg and tossed him down. Bigfoot is good on his back. Watch the up kicks.
Cain got caught with 1 up kick. Good guard so far by Bigfoot.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Antonio Silva.
He's got to protect himself from the ground and pound, though.
Silva with wins over UFC champions Andre Arlovski and Rico Rodriguez, as we talked about. He'd like to add a win over former champion Cain Velasquez to his resume. Velasquez, one of the most well-conditioned heavyweights in the UFC today. And he fought and competed in wrestling with that same ferocity. He's cut Silva open with an elbow.
One short elbow was all it took by Cain. Wow, there's a lot of blood. And another short elbow.
Cain is a determined and focused mixed martial artist. As determined, as hardworking as any in the game today.
Silva's having a hard time seeing Mike. That blood is going right into his eyes. Cain caught him right on the bridge of the nose, right in between the eyebrows.
Velasquez.
And he's attacking that spot now.
Continuing to score with ground and pound. And another elbow, Joe. He pushed the head away to gain the leverage.
Bigfoot's having a really hard time. See, look at all that blood, man. That's incredible how much blood that is.
Nasty. As Joe mentioned, Antonio Silva was with the American Top Team. Went to the Black Zillions for a bit. Alistair Overeem came to the Black Zillions, and Silva returned to his home with American Top Team. They're going to check the cut.
Meet the corner, please.
They're going to take a look at that cut.
Can you see? Let it go. You okay with it? You good with it? Yeah. Go ahead. Okay. That's it. Here. Down. On the ground.
They're going to bring him right back to the ground. There's the elbow that caused it. And Josh Rosenthal is going to start them off right back on the ground where they were.
And Velasquez continues with a high output pace of ground and pound. No fighter can match the striking output of Cain Velasquez.
And Bigfoot is still having a hard time. He keeps shaking his head, try to clear his vision. He's underhooking the leg of Cain Velasquez, attempting a sweep here. He's got to go deep under that leg, though. And Cain, recognizing that, moves that hand and continuing to tee off on Bigfoot.
Velasquez averages more significant strikes per minute than anyone in the UFC today. Number 2 is Anderson Silva. Antonio Silva is in early trouble here. The left hand connects. Bloodied up by a sharp elbow of Cain Velasquez. And he continues to bleed.
Yeah, this is a mess, man. This is really, he's really struggling to see Mike. And he's opening him up further. Oh, another hard elbow. This is...
Velasquez is a warrior. Now he's going to be very slippery as Silva now.
Cain's got his back.
Josh Rosenthal might stop this.
Bigfoot tries to roll.
Rosenthal was moving in closely.
Bigfoot knows this is a huge fight for him. He knows it's a huge opportunity. And he's trying, but Cain is absolutely relentless. He's turtling up.
Trying to finish it right here. It is all over. Cain Velasquez finishes Antonio Silva.
That was a statement. That was a real statement by Cain Velasquez.
That man's ready for another shot at the title.
A brilliant and efficient performance by Cain Velasquez. Let's take a look at some of that action. And this is the first elbow that started all the damage. A nice short elbow. And this is some nasty ground and pound by the former champion. Just absolutely relentless attack by Cain Velasquez.
Velasquez cut him early, beat him up throughout the round, and earns a huge victory. And positions himself right back at the top of the heavyweight ladder. Here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Josh Rosenthal has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 36 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, Cain Velasquez.
I'm here with the winner, Cain Velasquez. First of all, Cain, congratulations on an absolute domination here tonight. You came into this fight with something to prove. You came in motivated. How do you feel after this victory?
I feel good, you know. It's definitely a step in the right direction. You know, Daniel Cormier, my teammate, fought with Silva. And, you know, he told me some things that we saw in the case when they fought.
It's been a while since you lost your title to Junior Dos Santos. What has it been like stepping back, assessing your performance, and thinking about the future?
It's been great, you know. Just to know what you've done in the past, kind of get over that, get another step in the right direction, get better. You know, I have all the great coaches. Joe Grasso has been with me since the beginning, has always stuck with me, you know, to get my strength, because these guys are a lot bigger than I am. He does a lot of stuff for power and strength to really, you know, help me compete with these guys.
Well, congratulations on an efficient and dominant performance. Look forward to seeing you again, sir. Cain Velasquez, ladies and gentlemen.
Cain Velasquez, a big winner. The proud fans of Velasquez, well represented here tonight.
Inside the locker room of Junior Dos Santos, the UFC heavyweight champion is the possessor of the most lethal stand-up game in the heavyweight division today. He is also very well versed in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he may need to utilize those skills against the former two-time heavyweight champion, Frank Mir, who has earned more wins than any heavyweight in UFC history, with 8 of those victories coming by submission. And now here's Joe with our Marines' keys to victory.
Striking. You got to give the advantage to Junior Dos Santos. He's one of the best boxers, not just in the heavyweight division, but in MMA, period. A true specialist. Grappling, big advantage goes to Frank Mir. He is not just one of the best heavyweight submission artists, he's one of the best submission artists in the UFC, period. Conditioning. An advantage goes to Junior Dos Santos. Although Frank Mir has shown excellent conditioning as of late, there have been times in his career where his conditioning faltered. Experience. I give the advantage to Frank Mir. Although Junior Dos Santos has been nothing but successful inside the octagon and against excellent competition, Frank Mir has had to overcome adversity. He's faced a who's who list of top-notch MMA fighters since the beginning of his career and has been through bad times in the octagon and bounced back to achieve victory. I give the advantage to Frank Mir.
And now it's time for our main event of the evening. Five rounds of fighting for the UFC Heavyweight Championship as Junior Dos Santos faces Frank Mir.
Joe, it took a lifetime for Junior Dos Santos to prepare to be a champion. It took him only 64 seconds to attain that dream. That dream come true is one that he does not want to let go of, though. He truly wants to become a dominant force in the heavyweight division.
He doesn't just want to be the heavyweight champion, he wants to be the greatest heavyweight champion in the history of the sport. He really, truly believes in his ability, and he believes in his legacy. He is a great fighter already, but he believes his future holds even greater potential.
Not only does he take his belt very seriously, he takes his role as a mentor to all of those youngsters less privileged around Brazil. This is a young man who grew up in poverty, has overcome so many obstacles, and now sits on top of the mountain. But that mountain has lots of pursuers, like the man we just saw, Cain Velasquez, and first things first, Frank Mir.
Frank Mir is very motivated and very in shape for this fight. I talked to his trainers before this, and they were telling me this is a Frank Mir that's gotten in better shape than at any other time in his career. He knows that this is a huge, huge opportunity, and he knows that he has the skills. He believes he has the ability, and he has the experience to reclaim his title.
No one has more wins as a heavyweight in UFC history. No one has more of those wins by submission as a heavyweight, and submission is how he finished Big Nog. Now, Junior Dos Santos has said, that is not a factor. But when your mentor not only loses, but has his arm broken in defeat to the man you're going to fight tonight, I think there is a little emotion involved.
No question about it. You saw Junior Dos Santos in the primetime show, and he was very almost disrespectful of Frank Mir. He said he's not a man. He said he quit the Shane Carwin fight. These are things you never hear out of Junior Dos Santos' mouth when he talks about other opponents.
Yes.
He's usually very respectful. I think there's a lot of emotions involved on his side. No question about it.
It will play out one way. It will play out one way, and that is one man leaving with the belt, either as the defending champion or the first man to hold the belt 3 times in a long time in the heavyweight division.
I'm better than Frank Mir.
Big shot by Junior Dos Santos!
I'm gonna win. It's not gonna be by decision. I love to knock people out.
Dos Santos
Frank Mir is tough, but I will win this fight.
This is mixed martial arts. There's more to this than just boxing. JDS has the boxing, and he's great at it. But what other aspects to his game do we have?
Frank Mir, he likes to talk too much.
I have the most wins of any heavyweight in the division. I'm not just talking it, I'm backing it up.
There's a grudge match aspect to this fight. Junior Dos Santos has a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt under the great Minotauro Nogueira, who is the guy that Frank Mir last defeated. Oh, look at this! And didn't just defeat,
That is incredible!
but broke his arm in the process.
This fight was terrible. It's gonna be like a revenge.
Joe, the Hall of Famer Randy Couture is the only man in UFC history to hold the belt in the heavyweight division 3 times. With a win tonight, Frank Mir can equal that mark. And remember, the first time he lost the belt, it was due to the motorcycle accident. He did not lose his first title inside the octagon. The second time, after he had gained the interim belt, he of course lost to Brock Lesnar.
Frank Mir was the heavyweight champion before, as you said, but I believe that this Frank Mir is the best version of Frank Mir that we've ever seen inside the octagon. I think his most recent performances, the submission victory over Czech Congo, of course, the Kimura of Antonio Nogueira, and the victory over Roy Nelson and Mirko Krokop. I think this is the best Frank Mir we've ever seen. The best condition, the most well-rounded version of Frank Mir, and I think this is a perfect time for him to be challenging once again for the UFC heavyweight crown.
He is set to battle Junior Dos Santos, who is unbeaten in his UFC career. 11 opponents have been finished in the first round. Amongst those who have worked extensively with Frank Mir in this training camp, Jimmy Gifford, Ricky Lundell, his father, Frank Sr., Sean Yarborough, and Robert Drysdale. Penn State head wrestling coach Cael Sanderson, the great Olympian, came in and worked takedowns and footwork with Frank Mir. And Frank Mir did a lot of his conditioning with Dan Hardy. And everyone says to a man in the camp of Frank Mir that he is in 5-round shape. He doesn't go 5 rounds very often. Neither does Junior Dos Santos, but this fight is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Frank Mir. when you consider the humble upbringing of this young man from Santa Catarina, Brazil, from Salvador, Bahia, Brazil now, this is truly a modern-day Rocky story. Junior Dos Santos, the UFC heavyweight champion.
And what's really admirable about him, Mike, is how much time he spends working with youths that have similar situations to what he had when he was young. How much time he spends telling them that they can get out of poverty and showing them a great example by being a guy who doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't party, takes care of his body, lives a disciplined and warrior lifestyle, and is the current UFC heavyweight champion. Very difficult belt to defend. We've seen the title change hands back and forth for many, many years now. No one man has been a dominant force in the heavyweight division for a long time now. Junior Dos Santos hopes and aims to be that man.
His longtime trainer, the professor, Luis Doria, in addition to being the Brazilian national boxing team and academia champion, he is a 22-year veteran of the Salvadorian police force. There you see Luis Doria with a pre-fight prayer for strength for his champion, Junior Dos Santos. His hero is truly Big Nog Minotauro Nogueira. You saw in the primetime series, Big Nog came to Salvador, Bahia to check on his prized pupil, Junior Dos Santos. Dos Santos, the most vicious boxer, maybe, in heavyweight history. The champion, Junior Dos Santos. Set to defend his heavyweight championship against the former two-time champion, Frank Mir. Joe, you talked about the way that Junior Dos Santos gives back. That is 9-year-old Brino. You saw Brino on the primetime special. Brino was in the gym talking to Junior, the Champions Academy. He said, "Can I go to the U.S.?" Junior goes, "You want to go?" He had never been on a plane before, let alone been to America. He's here with his mother, Simone, his brother, Pedro. A dream come true for 9-year-old Brino. Watching Junior Dos Santos fight for the title here tonight. Tail of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. The champion 28, the challenger 33. The champion 1 inch taller, Frank Mir much heavier, weighed in at 261 to the 239 of Dos Santos. Mir will have the 2-inch reach advantage. Once again, we throw it to the veteran voice of the Octagon, Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, with Chairman Skip Avancino, Executive Director Keith Kazar, Commissioners Francisco Aguilar, Bill Brady, TJ Day, and Pat Lundball. Our 3 judges scoring this contest are Adelaide Bird, Glenn Trowbridge, and Tony Weeks. Lead physician Dr. William Berliner. When the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Herb Dean. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. From the sold-out MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Heavyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter, holding a professional record, 16 wins, 5 losses. He stands 63 inches tall, weighing in at 261 pounds. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, introducing the challenger and the former 2-time UFC heavyweight champion, Frank Mir. And now, introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a boxer and jiu-jitsu fighter. He holds a professional record, 14 wins, 1 loss. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 239 pounds. Fighting out of Salvador, Bahia, Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, he is the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Junior Cigano dos Santos.
All right, Jimmy, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Gonna keep it clean. Touch gloves, make it official.
Junior dos Santos, Frank Mir for the heavyweight championship. Little 9-year-old Breno watching one of his heroes, Junior dos Santos, go up against that man, the two-time former champion.
You ready? You ready? Good.
Here we go. Southpaw Mir in the blue trunks. Cigano in the white trunks. He loves to rip the uppercut. A lethal right hand possessed by dos Santos, who has spent a total of 13 seconds of his UFC career on his back, as Mir works diligently for the takedown.
Frank Mir drop, pulled guard, couldn't get him.
And Mir acknowledges. Stiff jab by dos Santos.
Junior dos Santos' takedown defense is absolutely outstanding, Mike. And that was another example of it.
To the body. Junior would love to stand and trade. Lead left hook. Mir feels if he can get this fight to the ground, it's a wrap. I don't know if it'll come that easily.
Well, he definitely would like to do it as early as possible.
Yes.
Before Junior dos Santos gets sweaty, is more difficult to hold on to.
Mir, born and raised right here in Las Vegas.
Good left hook by dos Santos.
11-year UFC veteran.
One of the things that dos Santos is so good at, Mike, is capitalizing on very small openings with counter shots. The way he dropped Gabriel Gonzaga. He just knows how to take advantage of openings and land clean shots.
Another kick by Frank. Mir not worried about being taken down, thus he is throwing the kicks freely here early.
That's a very good point. He's almost inviting a takedown.
No question.
He's landing that leg kick, though, and Junior did a nice left hook counter. Oh!
Big connection.
This is not the kind of fight that Frank Mir wants to fight. He doesn't want to stand here and have a kickboxing match with Junior.
The straight right against the southpaw lands cleanly. Heavyweight title up for grabs. Mir tried the takedown early. Dos Santos fought it off. Again with
that leg kick. These are good, solid leg kicks.
It's the 1-2 leg kick. That time he saw the hook coming, did Mir.
It still snuck past the glove a bit.
Mir trying to really attack the lead leg of dos Santos, take some of the spring out of his footwork. Nice straight left by the former champion. Dos Santos 8-0 in the UFC. To the body.
Big shot to the body by dos Santos. He just whips that punch in.
There's the uppercut. That last body shot was the most significant one of this round. And he's changed levels a lot, has the champion. Under a minute on the clock here in the first. 10 of his 14 career wins have come by knockout. 2 by submission for 14-1 Junior Dos Santos. Hasn't lost since 2007. "30 seconds. I don't think Junior would mind doing this all night long.
He got staggered. Frank's hurt.
Big right hand by the champion. A flurry, trying to finish before the horn. Mir in a world of trouble. Wow! He barely survives the first round.
Listen, you gotta stay in rhythm, okay? If you stay in front of it too much.
Take a look at this body shot right on the belt line by Dos Santos. And there is the right hook to the temple that wobbled Mir. And there is the combination punching of the champion Junior Dos Santos that had Mir in all sorts of trouble.
Listen, you know where you are? Yes, sir. Whereabouts? Mandalay Bay, Vegas, May 26th.
Not Mandalay Bay, it's MGM.
T2 level changes.
They're right down the street from each other.
The MGM isn't going to appreciate that when it's right behind his head and a big
true.
logo.
They are in the same family now, though.
Oh, okay.
We continue in round 2. Just the variety and the diversity of punches thrown by Dos Santos is so ultra impressive.
Well, I think Mir realizes he can't stand right in front of Dos Santos. Let's see what he does to solve this riddle.
He only went for the early takedown, Joe.
Right now they're both glistening with sweat. It's going to be far more difficult.
Another connection. Just incredible hand speed possessed by Junior Dos Santos, the fastest hands in the heavyweight division.
Yes, Mike, but not just hand speed, but foot speed
Again,
as
he
well.
caught him big time.
He's hurt now. He says, get up.
Not only trying to defend his title, but to make a statement against the man who beat his mentor not once, but twice. Left hand by the former champion.
And again, Frank lands a left hand.
The first man to stop Big Nog, the first man to submit Big Nog.
Side kick. He got
a huge advantage, Joe, and significant strikes thrown by Dos Santos as compared to Mir. Confidence is brimming right now in the champion's hands. Frank got clipped again. Let's see if he looks for the takedown, if he looks to clinch, if he looks to shoot.
It doesn't look like he's doing that at all. It looks like he's just kickboxing him.
Trying to set up the uppercut is Dos Santos. Came with the hook that time. That right uppercut, the rear uppercut, is his favorite punch. He's looking to set it up here, Joe. And now he brings the hand back up and throws the straight right.
Nice inside leg kick by Frank.
Definitely could use more of those. And there's another one.
Just his second time fighting for the championship. Big right hand. He could finish it right here.
Frank's turtled up.
Dos Santos. Hurt Mir again. Mir's in a ton of trouble.
That's it.
And it is all over.
That's it.
Junior Dos Santos remains the UFC heavyweight champion. And Breno loves it. A great performance by the champion. Joe, take a look at our fight replay.
And here we see the clean, crisp boxing of Junior Dos Santos. That's a right hand, right to the eye by Junior. Looks like it caught him on the cheekbone, knocked him back, and then Junior jumped on him to finish him off. Frank tried to get up, hammer fist there, and Herb Dean had seen enough. And here we see again, Junior swarming on him. Punches, Frank tries to grab a hold of an arm, Junior just steps out of there, steps back in and hammer fists him for the victory.
Frank Mir falls short in his attempt to win the heavyweight championship for a third time. Junior Dos Santos successfully defends his title for the first time with the Professor Luis Dario. He is such a lovable champion and a fine young man and a great representative not only of the UFC, but the entire sport of mixed martial arts. Here is Bruce Buffer with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes, 4 seconds of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, and still the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion of the world, Junior Dos Santos.
He is something special.
Still champion Junior Dos Santos. Junior, congratulations on a spectacular victory. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling awesome, man. Awesome. It's amazing, you know. It's not bad for a nice guy, huh?
Not bad for a nice guy indeed, but you were very emotional coming into this fight. This fight meant a lot to you. Particularly because of the victories that Frank Mir had over your mentor, Nogueira. Tell us about that now.
No, Nogueira is a tremendous fighter. Frank Mir is a really good fighter too. And that fight is between them. I don't care about that. Of course, I respect so much my mentor, but I come here to defend my belt, and I did it.
You make no secret of what your game plan is in a fight. It is to stand up and use your boxing. You were able to do that tonight. He wasn't able to even get control of you even for one moment of the fight. Did that surprise you at all?
Yeah, that surprised me a lot. Man, this guy can take a punch. My hand is hurt, and I think he's a... I want to say I heard for Brazil now in Portuguese, can I? Yeah, Brasil! Cadê a galera do Brasil aí? Eu quero agradecer o Brasil todo, a galera, principalmente Salvador e Caçador, a galera da Uniarp aí. Um abração, muito obrigado.
Junior, how about your little friend that you brought with you from Brazil?
Where is he? Breno. Breno is a very funny kid, and I think he's very happy now. He's here, I don't know where.
Well, that was a very touching thing you did, and it's beautiful that as a champion, you still give back to all the young kids that look up to you so much.
Yeah, those kids come for our gym every day. There in Salvador, our doors are open for every kid there in our city.
Well, congratulations, sir, on defending your title. I can't wait to see you fight again. The champion, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Las Vegas. Thank you for those who bought pay-per-view to watch me, and those who come here to watch me too. Thank you.
Junior Dos Santos has many men who believe in him as their true hero. Junior Dos Santos, Frank Mir's fight tonight, presented by Muscle Farm. Fueling athletes safely.
First time outside of Brazil.
First time on an airplane, and the first time
please ask him, what was this like for him to watch this?
Como é que foi isso pra você assistir? Como é que foi? It was good.
Congratulations, Junior. The heavyweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen, Junior Dos Santos.
What a dream come true, not only for Junior Dos Santos, but for all of those who he shares his stardom, his fame, and his heart with. He is a magical man.
Obviously disappointed is not the result that you wanted. Give us your thoughts on the fight, and if anything was surprising to you.
He's a champ. He's fast. I couldn't get out of the way. He hit me hard. It just too many of them, and they were all hard shots, some of the hardest shots I've ever taken. And just eventually they built up, and I couldn't do nothing about it. I wish I could get out of the way and gave a better performance, but it's a very dangerous guy there.
You did your best. Listen, man, you got a hold of him early in the first round. You grabbed a hold of the leg. Were you surprised you weren't able to take him down?
Well, I knew he'd be very difficult to take down with a regular wrestling takedown. That's why I even tried to pull a footlock, just to try to get a scramble on the ground. I knew that watching how he devastated everybody else on their feet, I didn't want a boxing match with him. He just forced me into it. I couldn't get him down.
Well, Frank, it's always a privilege to watch you perform, and I can't wait to see you fight again. I'm sure you will be back. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank Mir.
The former two-time champion, Frank Mir, who first won the title at age 25, and now it is this man, 27-year-old, Junior Dos Santos, who leaves with the belt that he came with.
The executive producers of the Ultimate Fighting Championship are Frank Fertitta III, Lorenzo Fertitta, and UFC President Dana White. Our supervising producer is Craig Borsari. Tonight's show produced by Bruce Connell and directed by Anthony Pasquale Giordano. They loved the big hitters tonight with the heavyweights trading strikes. And Stipe Miocic with a big win over Shane Del Rosario. Then it was time for the big man known as Big Country, and what big punch into the night of Dave Herman. Big Country with his 4th UFC win. Antonio Bigfoot Silva has waited a long time to enter the octagon. His challenge, the former